Oh, now we can go. It's like
Yeah, I said now we can go. I mean,
no,
Jesus.
I was waiting for that live broadcast to kick in, nigga. Shit. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, you are black. Yes, you are black, y'all. And we're blackity black, and we're black, y'all. And you know what time it is. It's time for us to do another podcast. Except this time, it's on the famous Negro called Eddie Murphy. Edward Murphy, while a lot of people didn't know this, he grew up in New York City. That's a fact that no one knew until three black geeks said it. Anyway, I'd have look. It's like I'm only the only reason why I did all that is because I really didn't want to do the little did. It's already playing right now in the background, and everybody always gets excited for the Max Foley thing. Something, something, something. Banana in the tailpipe. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Beverly Hills Cop All
I'm
podcast.
mad you called him Edward Murphy. Like Jesus Christ, he's put his full government name out there.
There's no Eddie. Hey, look, hey, it ain't Edward, nigga. It's Edwin, nigga.
Edward.
Edwin.
It's ironic because 80s and stuff. Edward Reagan Murphy. God damn. Um, but yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. Did we kind of do like a hodgepodge of like all three?
We did.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that, Chris.
I know we're not going to
talk about
that. We're talking about the first
like,
movie.
that's go. All of that was us trying to do all of it at one time, and I think that was
Japan,
the first time.
and then it was crazy.
No. This one, you were the heiress with the good people. I wasn't for two reasons. Number one, I didn't. I think the only movie I got to watch was the second one, and the other thing that made it even worse was the fact like I had to do that podcast at work, and I think I was like super busy, and I could get look, whatever. The point is this: the point is it's a terrible podcast. Never go back to it. You're listening to this one.
What is Beverly Hills Cop came after Eddie Murphy's first two big movies, 48 Hours and Trading Places.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. At this point, his stock was rising. I wouldn't say it got to the point where a lot of people were like, fawning over him. But I will tell you this: it's the first time you see Eddie Murphy productions in one of his movies. It's the first time you ever see that. That's a big thing.
Now
That was a huge thing. And that was a huge thing because Eddie, for whatever at the time, black people weren't getting like movie deals like that, and Eddie was getting it, and that was like just a big deal. Like, oh snap, man, he's gonna be the one, and he kind of was.
But the kicker is that he came out with a movie months prior to this that came out the same weekend as Beverly Hills Cop that he did with Dudley Moore called The Best Defense. Now, I've seen clips of the movie and stuff. Yeah, it's not the best. It really ain't.
No. Actually, I hear it's one of the worst movies of all time.
Oh, that's
and that the only thing that saves it is the scenes that they had to edit in of Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, like Roger Ebert said, the movie's terrible. The movie's terrible. If Eddie Murphy's the only thing that's going to save it, and he only has about 15 minutes in the movie, there's a problem. So
but I laughed at Eddie, and you can find the monologue on YouTube where he outright did, and we always joke about this where oh, the actor did it for money. Eddie outright said, "Yeah, I did it for money."
Yeah, I did that shit for money, man.
And that speaks to the bluntness of him. It's just like I did it for money.
I think every actor has at least one or two movies they did just straight up for money, just straight up. There was no other, and I think certain actors do it multiple times, or even kind of make a career out of it. Looking at you, Michael Madsen, there's a bunch of the movies you just did just to do. You didn't care.
Y'all gonna love this one. Looking at you, Ron Perlman. What the fuck were you doing?
Ron Perlman just says yes to everything.
What were you gonna say, Chris?
I was like, hey, Ron, the fuck were you doing in Monster Hunter?
Thank you. Fucking thank you.
Oh no! You see, y'all saying that. Here's Ron. Y'all should be asking the question why I was in this romantic movie a month ago. That's the real thing.
First off, sir, you would not disrespect the thespian that is Ron Perlman. He can
I'm sorry. Let me get this shit right. So you can go on Ron for having pretty much a walk-on role, but I can't make fun of the fact that this nigga is spouting all beautiful poetry in a movie, but the movie sucks. I can't mention that though,
because it's rare that Ron Perlman is in a romantic comedy type situation.
I think Ron Perlman is. I think Ron Perlman is. I love him. I love him.
I
Get it
love him
right.
too.
But here's the thing. This is real talk. I think he is overly praised and no one is checking anybody else in the
You
room
want to know why?
to say, like, should we?
You want to know why? You know why, D? And you've called me out on this. It's because of Hellboy. You put him in some makeup, and he'll act his ass off, and everybody just jerks him off and praise like,
Nah,
the movie
that made no. If you want to see a movie where it's Ron Perlman being thespian, Ron Perlman going right up his ass, and Ron Perlman doing too much because he has makeup on. The Island of Dr. Monroe. If you want to see this nigga overact for that piece of shit, nigga. Anyway,
No, you want Ron Perlman, and then there's Ron Perlman having fun. I only have one name to use for that, Chris. You already know who that is. Justice.
Oh shit.
That's it. Just the name Justice, and I'm sorry, Justice, and the following well emoted, acted line delivery of "Yo, Daddy."
Yo, Daddy.
for me, it's another one.
Afro Samurai. I fucking love Ron Perlman in that.
The one that killed me is what is it? In Adventure Time, he plays the Lich. And it's funny because Finn, and of course Finn gets over on him all the time. But Finn is always about dead before something stupid always happens. And it's just Ron Perlman saying, "You tried, boy, but I'm bigger than you. Yes, you have a big heart, but you are just nothing more than a second in a vast pool of time." I'm like, it's always something like that. It's like, yo, Ron, you only got 3 lines in the show, and you're giving it your all. Good for you, sir. Good for you.
And that's
they paid you that 1,000 ham sandwich. And you like, all right, you got me.
but circling around to Eddie though. He gets Beverly Hills Cop, and this was directed by Martin Brest.
More importantly, Christopher, it's a Jerry Bruckheimer film.
And there was so much synergy going on in this damn movie, from the music to the acting to the plot. It's like everything just kind of came together. Like you can't really hate anything about this movie at all. It's like it hits everything.
I do got a couple of things I want to throw out there. Number one, this movie did get released on 4K Blu-ray for the first time, I believe.
That is not shocking.
And while it's not necessarily the best looking transfer that I've seen, like just from a reproduction standpoint, it's it's still nice to see Beverly Hills Cop in 4K.
I mean, it's no different than that recent thing of them putting 80s music videos in 4K remastered form where it looks awkward.
Yeah. You know what? You ain't lying. Did you ever see the Thriller video in 4K?
I will watch that. I saw the Rick Astley one, and every time I'm watching it, I watch that. I'm like, why does that black guy have the biggest fucking head ever? Like, what the hell?
Or the take.
I like how they cut you.
Or the Take on Me video in 4K.
Bruh. Man, don't do acid if you watch that video in 4K. That's all I'm saying. Like, Jesus Christ, you will literally be like Chris in Family Guy when he's like, I don't know what happened.
No, you're gonna be like Peter in Family Guy, where he said, "Oh, it's the worst time." Like one time I did acid, things got way too real. Cutaway. Holy crap! I am freaking out.
Well, but this one, it's between this starts the whole thing where Eddie plays Axel Foley, Detroit policeman, and what's very sad about the intro to this movie is that Detroit is not the same as it is today as it is in this movie.
What do you mean? What like I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Clearly,
we don't make cars like that anymore, D. Didn't you know
that?
I
know. It's robots and no humans in there instead. Oh yeah, there's still plants in Detroit. There's still plants all over Michigan, and that's probably where it stops because there's like one in Texas, like one in California. You know what? Look, America's making cars again. Shut the fuck up, Chris. I don't like your attitude right now.
Like,
Okay?
Chris,
Obama bailed them out. Okay?
Chris, you make it sound like Detroit is the post-apocalyptic landscape of Terminator.
All right, Eris. You're right. But I have heard other people describe Detroit, and I say, "Wow, that's the post-apocalyptic nightmare that's in Terminator."
All I'm saying is, and I mean,
Touché.
I'm not trying to be that guy. There used to be a time where there used to be a time where it's like, son, I worked for the Ford company for 20 years. I'm gonna retire. Can't do that shit anymore.
No, man. I feel that Detroit did. You can tell though, real talk. Detroit is a city that around that time is like, oh, it's the 80s. Were y'all getting fucked at that time? Because I think y'all guys were getting fucked at that time. like you can tell Detroit was this city that was full of wealth, and it just left.
The automotive industry was literally like the lifeblood of Detroit.
Yeah, and you think about it this way: you had Chicago, and then you had Detroit right there. You had these two big Midwest cities, and now Detroit is still Detroit, but it's like it ain't Detroit, nigga.
It's a whimper. It's a
ain't
whimper.
like it used to be, nigga. Ain't like it used to be. Hey, yo, Gary, Indiana, trying to see you. What the is? Hey, Gary, nah, we ain't. We just talking shit, dog.
But past that though, I did still like the intro because the heat is on. It's a great song.
I didn't know that. And here's a funny thing: I didn't know that song came from this movie. Like, of course it did.
Oh, there was quite a few bangers. Quite a few bangers came from this movie soundtrack.
The heat is on. The heat is on. I got to be honest with you. A song I have not heard in almost 15 years. I was like, yo, the heat is on. The heat is on. The hot part here, Chris. The heat is on. That's the hot part right there.
The one for me is the heat is do.
You got me on that one, nigga. You got me. You want that one. That's a good one.
I said the Weeknd makes music that you snort coke off of chicks' titties music with. This is the song right here that you're snorting.
Actually, the perfect one for me is "Lucky Star" by Madonna. Second, you hear "Starlight, Star Bright." And me, I'm thinking to myself, I'm doing a line. I am doing the longest line. Let me tell you something about Madonna. She is speaking to this generation, and she understands.
Hey, oh shit! I just realized something else with this album. So, like, when this soundtrack came out, people got robbed. You want to know why?
Oh God, why?
Vanity Six's song "Nasty Girl" was not on the soundtrack,
bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know why? You know why, right? You know why?
No, I already know why. Because Prince likes to be petty.
Yeah, he is. He's being petty.
Or just real talk. Here's No, don't put it on. It's one of those things. And I heard this happen a lot in the 80s. We kind of wasn't supposed to even play that song. I heard that happen a bunch of times, especially in the early 90s.
Like the song is in the movie, but not on the soundtrack. And yet I could hear, I could see Prince walking up to Eddie, like doing the same thing from that Dave Chappelle skit. "Hello, Eddie Murphy.
Hey, Prince."
No, you know what it is, right? He's sitting up there during the movie premiere, sitting in his seat tight when he hears that song, just like
that nigga. Just imagine him enjoying himself. All of a sudden,
it's like, I know it's like fucking it's like a big boy. He's like, I know I ain't hearing that song that I'm hearing.
No, you know what it is? No, it's Prince.
He's sitting there going, "Fucking Warner Brothers." Like you actually, you legit heard, like Prince's real voice come out. He didn't try to sound all deep. He just went straight up, "Fucking Warner Brothers." You say something, Prince? No, I'm fine.
Actually, in D's opinion, this is exactly what happened. They're in the movie theater. They're enjoying themselves. It's a good movie. All of a sudden, he hears Vandy's song come up there. Prince takes the oversized lollipop out of his mouth. Boop, stop the movie. And the movie actually stops. We are leaving. But Prince, the movie ain't over. No. Call Eddie Murphy's people and then call Warner Brothers. right now, like right now, and he puts a lollipop back in his mouth, but it's Prince, so he sticks all of his tongue out and like rests that shit in the middle and like sucks it in slowly.
And while we're at it, call Paramount Pictures.
Tell them I want
Tell
to
all
get paid.
No, tell everyone to assemble their crew.
Yes, Prince. Yes, Prince. Why is this one big dude? Why is this one big dude sits on all fours? Prince stands up, hops on his back, and like stands on his back as he crawls out the movie theater.
Stands on his back as he crawls out the theater. Prince walks out the door, and a white horse with wings shows up.
A white horse with wings. Hold on. And there's a carriage. There's a stretched carriage behind.
Prince is literally sitting up there saying, and this is why Purple Rain will be the highest grossing movie of 84.
It will happen. It will happen. I will take down Eddie Murphy in the movie theater and like in the movie industry. But all of you will see my genius.
And then he sees
all of you know.
And then after the opening weekend numbers come out for Beverly Hills Cop, son of a bitch.
Or if I'm not mistaken, he was still he was like, I can't believe this. When will people finally respect me? Hey, I'm Prince. Don't we need to be on stage? Don't we need to be on stage before Rick James? Fuck yeah, you're right, man. No, man. Just imagine that shit though. When I really think about the beef, the real beef that Prince and Rick James had, how much did it piss you off that Prince, who probably hung out with Eddie a few times, all of a sudden, my girl wants it. Actually, knowing Prince, he probably didn't care. Knowing Prince was like, really? You made him sing? You wasted a beat on him. 4 weeks later, that shit number one in this. I hate this country. How the fuck is that number one? Fuck is that number one?
But I did also, CJ, I did want to bring this up since we're also still talking about the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Axel F by Harold Faltermeyer.
Yeah.
The title, the freaking title, like the movies. That's the other thing. Back in the 80s and somewhat in the 90s, movies themselves had their own theme song.
The shit won a fucking
They
Grammy.
still do. It's just that here's the thing with that.
They put
I'm talking like original, not like
they put more emphasis now on. That's why it's separated. Because if you look at the Black Panther soundtrack, there's a reason why you have the separate one for the actual soundtrack with Kendrick, and then there's the other one that actually I think which is the instrumental shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Movies have always done that. Disney has done that really a lot, and especially because I remember when I was a kid, my sister had the Little Mermaid one. It was actually split in 2 discs.
But this was like
that's what I'm saying. It was one disc where it was all the shit, and the other disc it was all the instrumentals and all the score. That's what I'm saying. There's what you call the soundtrack, and there's what you call the score.
This one was like the combo of both. It was like, no, we're just gonna slap both of them on there, and you're gonna like it.
They did put out like two versions of this movie soundtrack.
That's what I'm saying. They do that for every movie, though.
I know.
It's always.
I didn't say that. I mean, I didn't say you're wrong. I'm saying that they did it for this one. It's just that we didn't get that second version until 2016.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I also noticed is this. Going to what you said, Eris, not only did they would include the themes on the regular soundtrack. That's the thing, though, because we would get some things where it'd be like a whole bunch of people, whoever's on the soundtrack, and then you get like the one theme song or something that plays in the background. And they just say, "Hey, that's a cool tune. Let's put that on the soundtrack." You get that every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now the splitting up the things, the score, and all that's what I'm saying. It matters on. I noticed that also. It matters on the composer.
Mm-hmm.
It matters on the composer, and also, it doesn't matter on the movie house. Like Warner Brothers, more than likely, they're going to have their score ready available the second the movie comes out. You know what I mean? Like certain movie houses just do. So, it's just kind of funny though. I will say they don't have the regular theme songs on the soundtrack no more. Imagine that you putting in the Beverly Hills joint, you get the Axel Foley song, and then the very next song, did the hit is like this the soundtrack, nigga.
I mean, but it's crazy that for a song back then though, for it to just be this huge fucking hit that it was.
Oh, it was that song was a monster hit, and
It was just one of those things that you would say that just became part of the 80s. You know what I mean?
one of the things I really liked about this song, in fact, just the music throughout the whole movie is I see all of the inspiration that led into the boom of the synthwave scene.
Yeah, I mean, dude, France ate this song up. That shit went diamond in France.
Yeah, like this song was like ridiculous in Europe, but no, seriously though, CJ, when I sat back and watched this first movie, and I'm like, you know what, the first movie is really what nailed it. I mean, the second movie, don't get me wrong, the second movie was great with the music, but this first one really hit it.
I mean, you had Patti LaBelle on your damn album. It's like, come on.
Oh no, I'm talking about just from the inspiration for the genre of synthwave.
Ah, yeah.
Because like I'm just hearing synth in like every quiet moment in the movie.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's the 80s. That was like the low-key electronic style kind of thing and stuff, where it was like you had to put in that.
And I love that. Like,
I mean, even didn't Running Man have like an electro kind of like music in that fucking movie too?
It did. Whether it's a lot, like a up tempo synth or down tempo synth or just straight up hardcore shit. Either way, you had a level of synth throughout 80s movies.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of those things where I'm pretty sure somebody at Warner Bros. Like, we gotta get some synth on this damn album. All right, cool. We'll put some synth on here. You know.
But I think it was because of the 80s. They probably didn't think of it like that. They probably didn't look into it too deep. Kind of like today, where if somebody wants to make a movie that's based in the 80s, I guarantee you some producer is going to be like, this is the 80s. We got to throw in a shitload of synth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean, so we have that whole intro and the whole beginning aspect of who Axel is that he's basically trying to do this like little sting operation where he's selling like cigarettes out of the back of a truck to this guy and stuff. He's supposed to get 5,000, dude gives him 2,000 and stuff. And in the middle of all this, the cops break it up and stuff. They don't know Axel is undercover. It's like, hey, you look familiar. He's like, nah, man. It was like, what did he say he was from? He was from he said he was from
he said it was like another dude from Cleveland or something.
He's like, yeah, I'm from Cleveland. He's like, you don't know me and stuff. And that's why all of a sudden dude was like, fuck, we gotta get out of here. And we get pretty much the most like typical chase that you see in these kind of movies and stuff, where the truck is just fucking up everything in the street and stuff, high speed chase, and then boom, damages the city and stuff like that, And
9 times out of 10, not Eddie Murphy's fault.
Yeah, but as his boss Inspector Todd tells him and stuff like that, you did something that was very you did a was it
it was an
unsanctioned undercover sting operation using a vehicle that got freaking impounded from a previous investigation the previous week.
Which made me say, just how dumb were these guys that were gonna buy legit cigarettes from Eddie Murphy? Like, were they really that stupid?
I mean, it's the 80s. I mean, it's like, hey, we're gonna buy these Marlboros out the back of this truck. Fucking Jimmy Conway from damn Goodfellas and shit.
No, see, first of all, if it was Jimmy Conway from Goodfellas, they would have just straight up killed Eddie Murphy.
This is true.
He would have just killed him.
This is very true.
He would have killed him and took the truck.
But so when he gets back and stuff, that's when Inspector Todd gets in his ass. And shout out to Paul Reiser playing his boy Jeffrey, who he pops up in the second movie. Has a little bit of a bigger role in the second movie, but in this movie, he's his friend that's like, hey guy, Inspector Todd's looking for you, man. He's gonna chew your ass out and stuff.
I don't think his role is really that. No, he really didn't have a bigger role in the second movie.
Well, it was a little bit just because he was playing diversion for him being over there. But in this movie, I just laugh. It's just that little moment where he was like, see, Axel, I told you, hey, nobody asked you, man, this isn't my locker. What are you talking about? Just
that's funny.
Because that's me all the way. It's like, this isn't my locker. What am I doing here?
You're like, oh damn! Like I really was, I really am in the wrong spot. Holy shit, my locker is way over there. Y'all excuse me.
And again, Inspector Todd is typical in these type of movies, the angry police chief that is tired of the protagonist's shit and stuff. He's wrecking the city, and I get my ass chewed out by everybody. And then Axel gives him the line that is still that's funny as hell. Like, sir, you still got an ass. They didn't chew it all out. And he was just looks at him like, oh, God damn it, dude. Just
like,
get out of here.
Like,
go home.
Don't do this right now. Like, do not do this right now.
Go home.
Go home.
Oh man. You know what? And again, to Expected Time's credit, he points it out. He's like, you know what? If you weren't such a good cop, I'll fire your ass. But you know what? Just don't do this.
It's like there were so many times. Like there's so many times that I should have fired your ass, but because you're a good cop, I can't do it.
Can't and stuff. So Axel gets back to his apartment and stuff, and boom, his boy, Mikey is there eating his food and stuff. And Mikey has a bit of a problem, as these friends do when you haven't seen him in years. He has, was it bearer bonds? German bearer bonds.
German bearer bonds, like the Deutschmarks. When I looked at that, I was like, huh, Deutschmarks.
Axel automatically looked at him like, dog, I don't even want to know.
I looked at how much it was too. When he I think when he showed off how much just one slip was. I think one slip was like $10,000 or whatever in Deutschmarks. I'm like, dude, my man is a fucking millionaire right now. You know how much Deutschmarks were worth back then?
A lot.
Like I still have some Deutschmarks, even though it's a currency that's no longer used. But back in the day, $1 of our was it $1 got you like 4 or 5 Deutschmarks.
So they're worth pretty much shit now, basically.
Oh, dude, it's nothing now.
Jesus,
it's demolished. It's demolished. It's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dead currency.
Oh, okay.
The euro took over, and yeah, that's it. The euro took over.
Oh no, it's like my mom when I had savings bonds and stuff, and then my mom had told me that savings bonds were starting to die off and stuff.
Yeah,
and
a lot of them did.
She cashed out right when they were they weren't completely worthless. So she kind of just went ahead and just cashed them out and just put it into savings and stuff. He's like, yeah, there's no point of keeping them because at that point they're just going to be like paperweight, sitting there doing nothing.
Dude, at this point, Deutschmarks are really nothing more than mid-card level trading cards.
It's just like the type of items that you get in Fallout 3 and shit, like Deutschmarks.
Yeah, just looking at them like,
trade them.
This is mid as fuck. I can't do anything with this.
Yeah, come on, man. It's nice to have it. Shut the fuck up.
It's like a trade it for some bullets, maybe. I don't know.
You might get a shell casing, but not a whole bullet.
Now, here's the funny thing.
Man, I'm trying to make my house look good and fall. I'm trying to make my house look good and Fallout 76, man. So I gotta
trade these Deutschmarks.
I gotta trade these Deutschmarks, get some floor paneling. That's gonna cost me too much.
Now, again, I love the '80s trope of this and stuff. Mikey already looks like a guy that's up to no fucking good.
That's a guy that already works for the mob, man. There's no way getting around that.
Hold on. First of all, never mind all that. Let me ask y'all a question. Was this just an 80s thing? But who the fuck sits in front of a refrigerator eating food while the fridge door is still open?
That's called D when he was single.
Exactly.
I'm saying, but you sit facing away from it. Like, what? Was this supposed to cool you off?
Maybe. I'm assuming it did.
Look, man, look. The 80s was different. I know that's not an excuse.
That really wasn't. That wasn't a good one. Dude.
That was just a statement. What the fuck you want? Hey, Eris, would it ever dawn to you? I know this is one of your favorite movies. It ever dawn to you the director didn't know what the fuck he was doing every now and then?
I don't know. Actually, nah.
Like, I'm not saying that this movie is shitty. It's just every now and then it's like, y'all did that take twice and that was the best one you got. Okay, cool.
I mean, I get it. This was your way of showing us how shitty Axel's apartment was in Detroit. It was.
You know what? Here's the thing that gets me about that. I understand that you really wanted to focus, that you have to kind of focus on that he's alone, he's young, but at the same time he's unkempt and shit. You want to do shit like that. I understand that, but I always felt like, nigga, you made too much money to be looking pitiful.
I mean, last I checked,
he was still riding around on that busted ass Chevy Nova.
All right, now. That might have been that's classic Detroit, nigga.
That's classic. Chevy Novas, man. Don't badmouth Chevy, man.
I'm not gonna. No.
D will fuck Chevy.
Hear me
fuck
out.
Chevy.
Hear me out. I'm not bashing I'm not bashing the Chevy Nova at all. I'm saying the one that he's driving was busted to shit,
Yeah,
nigga.
no,
Just see
Yeah,
the
nigga, that
benchmark.
nigga.
you know what that is, right? It's Eddie doing what most of our fathers did, where it's like, yeah, one day I'll get to it and fix it, but it's still drivable.
Man, like, nigga, I'm about to flex these. And look, like, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. This motherfucker Ford Galaxy has been rolling. It was
And I say,
mean-
and I say this as a kid whose dad had a '66 Chevy Nova, and my dad kept saying, I remember again growing up, I'll fix it one day, and he never got to it, and then he ended up selling
yeah. You know, it's a shame. I always find it's a shame that the old black niggas couldn't really suit what they call like the old white guys. You know, the old white guys like I take it out once every weekend. I just got all that repainted. I'm like, nigga, you don't even drive this shit.
it. Where do you work, sir?
I've been seeing niggas that got a motherfucking who was that? A Dodge? Who was it? A Dodge Comet? One of the motherfuckers. That nigga had that shit since '69. You mean it? And he ain't painted the door once, but you done restored this whole thing. Yeah, I always felt that's a shame that a lot of the old, like some of the old head niggas. Oh yeah, the reason why they call it like that is because they neglected their children. They neglected something. Something went missing in their life.
Axel was too committed to the job to do anything with that fucking Chevy Nova.
I still find, but I find it funny that, like you said, he was too committed to the job to do something with that Chevy Nova that he later, was it by the second movie, literally 3 years later, my man is rolling in the freaking Testarossa.
Exactly. Well, it's an upgrade, versus
a hell of an upgrade.
That's what you call LA. LA finally seeped in.
Well,
but he's wearing the Lions jacket, so it means he's still Detroit.
He got a bit of a pay bump, so he could afford that.
This movie was already, the movie displayed very early the charm that Axel has. You know what I mean? He's charming. He knows how to talk his way out of stuff. He's very sharp. You know what I mean? They established that very early, very quickly.
I mean, to the point to that, like, because first off, Eris, did you love the gun butt that Axel got from Old Boy?
I mentioned, look, you were probably catching up on our voice chats, but I did say that the gun butt that he caught, as quick as it was, very solid. When you're able to when you're able to knock out a main character who didn't see it coming,
Blamo.
And I'm talking gun butt that happens. It already happened before your friend can say, "Axel, look out."
I mean, and it was so funny because, again, his boy was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll give you back the Doge marks," and I'm like, "You already know they're gonna kill you, right? Because you can't just give it back and think everything's fine."
You showed up. The first time you showed up at this bitch, you showed up sweaty. I knew you was about to get killed.
Eating and sweating. It's like oh boy,
here we go. And eating in my man's house. Like he just don't do that. And then y'all go out and get several drinks together. You go back to his place. You're trying to hold your balance. Suddenly, you sobered up real quick when that gun butt came.
No. You know what it is?
Hey,
it's the equivalent to when like you're having fun with your friends, and then your mom comes out of nowhere like a ninja and fucking oustes you in front of your friends, and you go from laughing to serious with the quickness. Like, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, person sitting there. That never happened to you. Okay, what about that time you was jerking off and your mom walked into your room? All right, then you can relate now, can you, bitch ass nigga?
Oh, somebody's gonna say that never happened to me.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Okay. You know what? And D's gonna take it one step further. Yeah, Jason, we know it's you. I just feel bad for one of our random fans who are named Jason. Nigga, yeah.
Silently jerking off, and he's like, "God damn it, D knew. How did he know?"
I thought it was but seriously though, these guys like bust up all that fun, all this fun shit that they were having. Number one, I do like how Jonathan Banks just came around that corner. Like he actually came out of an apartment.
But Eris, your boy Mike from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad was the one that did this. I love it.
I know. That's what I'm getting at. It was Jonathan Banks.
You can tell. Look, I like it. You can tell that Chris didn't know that nigga's name.
Hey, look. This is how great of an actor he is because
no, Chris, that's not your fault. That's just a thing that I think a lot of people do. Where it's like, oh, that's that nigga from. You can sit up there like, yeah, man, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Yeah, nigga. Oh, what about homie from Walking Dead? I just said that nigga's name. Oh, that's his real name. That's all good. Wow. That's everybody does that. Everybody get called. I remember I said that. You was like, D, that's the same nigga. It is.
No, see,
Meanwhile, Clint Howard would love to get that, but it's like, nah, Clint, you got that face. Everybody,
Nah, Clint, we know who you are, Clint. You could come in here in blackface. Clint, what are you doing? Clint is one of those dudes. He can have a mask on. We know it's him, man. Come on, dog.
first of all, you roll up in there and you have the nerve to just say, I swear, if you ever, and I mean ever, show your face back at Beverly Hills again, I'm like, stop, sir, please. Stop with the veiled threats. Just kill him.
Side note, Jonathan.
Dude, I don't know this nigga's real name. Take care of him.
Side note, Jonathan Banks, even in '84, had that struggling hairline.
One of the best.
Hold on. And every time he turned, did you notice every time he turned around, he was already balding in the back?
Fun little story. Going back to what we said earlier about masturbating, right? Okay, so John Oliver of Last Week Tonight found this clip of this kid talking about masturbation, right? He say, "You recognize that kid? Well, I hope you did. That's Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad. Yes, he's talking about masturbation." Jonathan Banks. The one thing I thought, this is filleting Breaking Bad a little bit, but the one thing I loved about Breaking Bad, outside of its excellent writing, is that they cast the right people. And I don't think it was that perfect when they cast them, they think, oh, they just be good for the role. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think they knew that cast was perfectly cast, and he didn't know it. You know what I mean? You could just tell. Jonathan Banks, if anybody else played fucking Mike, it wouldn't be right, would it? It wouldn't be right at all. So I just had to say that. Man.
Oh man, that's why I love it, because this is like every time you see Jonathan Banks in a movie and stuff. He was in Walker Texas. He was in a couple episodes of Walker Texas Ranger, and I was like, he's still.
He was always peppered in the '80s movies. He was always peppered in as not even as goon, but as somebody that had short talking roles. You know what I mean? You want to talk about a nigga that didn't hit his stride until he crossed 50 years old. That tells you. But here's the awesome thing. What the awesome thing that tells me, even going all the way back to him in the jerking off PSA that he was in, this nigga has been working since the 70s. Yep. And still getting work. That is amazing. That's good for him.
Barnaby Jones, baby.
That's how you do it, baby. Just get like a little ride the wave and see where it takes you.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say no, but don't say yes to everything.
And you gotta think about it. Not just him, but at the time, Bryan Cranston was still he was a good actor, but he never got an opportunity yet, man. You know what I'm saying? Dean Norris was always in shit. Yeah, get him. He's gonna say yes to the shit. And even on the nigga that played Jesse, Aaron Paul is like, look, dude, you never really had a hit yet. You could try this shit. Everybody they picked was perfect, yeah. That's awesome. Anyway, I had to say that.
Including our boy Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah. Even more so. Like I said, and that show made all of them stars that they rightfully were. Bob Odenkirk got a second life in Hollywood because of that shit, nigga. That show was that damn big, man. That's how you do that. That's awesome. We had to say that.
So his boy gets the professional killing and stuff. The guy grabs his head. Pop.
I mean,
pity pop. No, that's the word. Pity pop.
Yep.
just straight up double tap.
So at this point,
no silencer or nothing.
No more.
At this point,
no silencer or nothing. No type of silencer. Just
here's how I know it's the '80s, and this is maybe because Axel lives in a rough neighborhood. The neighbors are like, "Oh boy, motherfuckers out there shooting again." All right, whatever.
Man, it's Detroit, man, in the '80s, man. The fact they wanted a crackhead outside jerking off in the middle of the street, fighting RoboCop was probably normal to them.
That's why I was like, he shot him in the dude. If this was like Beverly Hills Cop 2021, there would have been a silencer on that pistol. Done. Done. It would just be like, all right.
I love the movie. I love movie silencers because they're so not real. Okay. You mean to tell me all you hear is pink? No, there will at least be a bang, nigga. Come on, nigga. There'll be a pop.
This is why I laughed my ass off at fucking John Wick 2 with Common and fucking Keanu shooting in the airport with silences. Like, this is bullshit. You know this, right, movie?
I love the fact that somebody made a clip saying real life silences, and you constantly heard pop, 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 pop. I'm like, niggas would have been turning around, still looking.
People forget that number one, silencers, they're not infinite. Like, they only have
they're not.
round of it and stuff. Again, shout outs to GTA for pointing that fucking shit out to me.
No.
GTA GTA broke.
No, Metal Gear did it first.
Okay, I was about to say Metal Gear was the first one. Actually, no. D has to be a fucking nerdy nerd for this. If you guys ever played the PC game in the early '90s called U.S. Seals, they did the same
yes.
thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
They did say, I'm mad that D had to flex that. I played that like 5 times. So.
Here's how 80s this movie is and stuff. Because to me, as a kid, whenever they said somebody is a professional, it was either A, they made the killing look like it was a suicide or some shit, or B, they had silencers, so you know shit was real. Like, oh shit, they got silencers. They're professionals.
Man, it's the movies, man.
Or they put gloves on and shoot you with silencers. That's when you know you really fucked up if they gotta do that.
I like the fact that when the cops finally got there, they automatically told Axel, man, nigga, get the fuck off this shit.
No. Todd was being a black man. First off, your buddy ain't shit anyway, so nah, nigga, you ain't investigating this shit. So what the nope, not today.
I like how that guy in real life was actually a real life politician, real life cop, super cop over it. It's kind of funny. He's
Ronnie
probably
Cox.
real life.
No, not Ronnie Cox.
It's Gil something, man.
Oh,
Gilbert Hill.
Yeah,
it's funny. It's funny because the way I hear it, he was a real life hero to a lot of people, man, in Detroit. So that's kind of funny. That he's probably real life Axel Foley.
Military vet went into the sheriff's department and then did the fucking police, Beverly Hills Cop stuff, and then boom, goes into becoming like a councilman for Detroit and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's and then lost to Kwame Kilpatrick in 2001.
Yeah, Kilpatrick probably like, nigga, you ain't did shit since like 96, man. You need to stop.
He wanted to put his foot up his ass for that shit. Like, mention Beverly Hills Cop, I'll kill you.
He said you mentioned Beverly Hills Cop. Little does he know he's
about to lose this fucking election.
No.
Little does he know.
Little does he know. Little does he know. Little does he know. And he says that getting mad. That nigga got Beverly Hills Cop poster in his room.
I know, right?
I'm so proud, Eddie. You know that nigga still alive, right?
Yo, but here's the kicker. So here's the kicker.
You know that nigga still mad. That nigga still mad that you died in the 3rd movie.
Hey, yo, Godchild, yes, OG Bobby Johnson used the motherfucking potato. That is probably the dumbest thing ever in a fucking movie I ever seen in my life. Top 10. Clear top 10 dumbest things I ever seen in a movie.
He did use a potato. Goddamn.
Potato with the burnt end on it.
Don't fall for the motherfucking potato silencer, nigga.
Hey, at least look, man, do it smart, all right? Walking Dead had them motherfuckers using flashlights.
This nigga literally screwed a goddamn potato, nigga.
Russet potatoes.
I still look.
The potato was still intact anyway.
I still gotta know how does something like that even work? I mean,
just mash the shit on there. That's all you do.
No. I mean, come on, seriously. How does something like that even hold itself? Like, you would think firing a shot with that potato, that the potato didn't just shatter into a million pieces.
That's what I'm saying. It was still intact.
It's still intact. Like I said, in Walking Dead, they use a damn flashlight. How do you screw a flashlight onto a handgun?
You know, every time I see the best silencer I ever seen. No, the best sniper rifle I ever seen was on Squidbillies, where Early connected the walker, took pieces off of Granny's walker and made it a long ass tube. He like, pow, there we go. That's a sniper fire right there. And she's like, well, I gotta take this. Nah, give me a piece of that. This about to be the silencer right here.
Nah, but but check it though. I like how Inspector Todd low key looked at Axel when he said you want to take a vacation. Like, this nigga gonna try to solve this crime, ain't he?
He said,
you know what? I'm not even going to debate you. Take your goddamn vacation to the hospital, right?
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, though. I am gonna tell you right now. as soon as you take as soon as you go to the hospital, you on vacation. But if I hear that you are even anywhere near this damn case, don't bother coming back.
I want people to understand. Axel drove his ass to California. Didn't
That's
take a
what I,
plane.
no,
Drove.
that's what I had said to you guys before we started recording. I'm like, I'm sorry. Did you drive all the way from Detroit to Beverly
But
Hills?
As a
gas prices were looking pretty nice in the 80s.
as a
They
kid,
were.
as a kid who drove in a car with his dad and with his parent, with his family to Kansas several times in a car, you fucking right. That nigga drove that goddamn Chevy Nova from Detroit all the way down to Beverly Hills, nigga. That's
That
what he did.
gas prices were sitting at like 75 cents a gallon and shit.
That nigga was sweating when he was driving through Utah. Like, I'm the only nigga here. I better not break down.
I know, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, man.
I better not be out in this desert with this
First of
fucking
all,
car.
if he was smart, he didn't go through Utah. He cut through Texas.
Nigga, if he was smart, he would have got on a goddamn airplane. But here we are.
So he gets to Detroit and stuff, and he's looking around. It's like, all right, cool. Why I say Detroit? He's in Beverly Hills, and it's
crew. I've been here before.
but he's in Beverly Hills, and it's as somebody that lived in California. It's like somebody that lived in California and stuff. It's like the movies glamorize like California, like, oh man, it's such the beauty and the It's like, look, I've been to LA, I've been to Beverly Hills.
I gotta be real with you. Look. I've been to LA. LA was beautiful until I got to Beverly Hills. All of a sudden, it looked like the streets was all. I'm sorry, Hollywood. That was Hollywood.
Mhm.
Hollywood looked nasty to me. Beverly Hills is like, okay, we can't be driving over here, y'all. We gotta get
Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is kind of like
There's 4 niggas in the car. We gotta go this way.
Yeah. If you black and you drive, especially Axel and his beat up fucking Nova, I'm surprised he didn't get pulled over by the cops.
Well, first of all, even if he did, it'd been a waste of time because, he is a cop.
Yeah, social commentary. We didn't do a lot of that for black people in these movies. Anyway,
but the part I liked was that in that little bit of B-roll of him driving through Beverly Hills is like in the lane next to him, blonde hair white woman takes off her sunglasses, looking at Eddie, giving him the nod, like. So yeah, I know. As you can see, I'm with my man here driving the car, but I'm just letting you know this box is wide open for you, sir.
And action.
And then, make it no. And then here's the part that made it even better. D. You notice that as she's winking at him, and Eddie's like, "For real, like you down like that." Now, when he does that, like the girl's boyfriend's looking at her like, Samantha, are you looking at that black man?
Herb, white man powers away. You know what? Here's the funny thing.
He did drive faster just to get away.
Here's the funny thing. I'm not a hater of that. I hate that trope though. The white girl sees the black guy. Ooh, mandingo. I hate that trope so much. I let it go. It's an 80s movie. To me, it only works in 80s and 90s movies. A white girl saying. Like, to me, a white girl in this present day saying, is it true what they say about black guys? Bitch, you got history. Shut the fuck
No, first of all, D, that's not just a trope that stayed in the 80s and 90s. That went from the 80s to 90s to porn today.
Yeah. Porn has the goddamn goal to have a white girl. Is it true what they say about black dudes?
Bitch, it's 2021. What the fuck you think?
Here's Prince. Here's your boy Prince on the side. I'm already naked.
Now, see, I would love to have that moment in life just so I could say like just like you said, D, is it true what they say? Here's me. Do a Google search.
Do a Google search.
I will say that. Do a Google search.
Or you just be like Prince Joshua, butt ass naked with fucking Timberlands on and knee pads for whatever fucking reason.
Because I got knee pads.
That is part of that nigga's gimmick and character. Leave him alone, CJ.
Yeah, it's like this. Here's him. Like, in real talk, what I heard from Mr. Marcus, this is going to actually extend my career for the next 5 more years. So you know what? Fuck you, nigga. I'm taking care of my body. You wouldn't say that. So you mean to tell me LeBron can do shit like take days off in games, but I can't preserve my body when I'm fucking these bitches. I'm trying to make you happy when you do. I'm trying to make you happy looking at me stroke her. You know what I mean? That's the whole game, right? That's the whole game. You want me to keep doing this, right? All right then. God, man.
I feel there's an inner monologue where Prince Joshua thinks that having Timberlands and knee pads on is like the equivalent of putting a spoiler on a fucking car. Like you're just gonna go faster or something.
You know what, Chris? I think that's hate, man. I think that's real hate right there.
It's hate. It's hate a little bit.
That's hate for no reason.
Or CJ, he's looking up to his partner in crime, Mr. Marcus, with that damn trucker hat.
Man.
Nah, look. Here's the thing.
I get it. Look, Marcus. I get it. You used to drive trucks. You used to drive trucks before you entered the industry.
Yeah, man.
You drive. Oh no, you drive. Like you drive.
Because no. I know when you say this, I just see this big ass smile on his face.
Thank you, D. You fucked up the joke.
I'm sorry.
All I was gonna say was, all I was gonna say was, nigga, you used to drive trucks, now you drive boxes. Okay, moving on.
No, and I gotta say this one joke. It's not even going to extend this joke. Is that when you go back there, like, oh my God, is it true what I said about black guys? And it's the wrong nigga in the room. Bitch, you already know what porn you in. Why you asking questions? See, that's the problem. Look, are we recording? Here, put this in. Shut the fuck up. West Coast cuz.
So he goes to this art gallery and meets up with his friend. And she, actually, before she even meets her and stuff, he sees Serge, played by Bronson Pinchot.
Bronson Pinchot.
AKA Balky from Perfect Strangers.
Here's the thing. I've seen so many people in not just this movie, but in many movies, like, oh my God, the way they depicted gay people back then was so offensive. And here's D. Y'all didn't know no gay niggas back in the 80s, did y'all? They all acted like that. Why is it so swishy? All of them acted like that. Why does Damon got to be so like gumpish? A lot of niggas were like they were just they weren't mocking. They was just doing what gay niggas did at the time. Because you know what they didn't know? What they didn't know is what a lot of people didn't know until the mid-90s. Thank you, Oprah. Is that a lot of gay niggas were secretly straight. So we didn't know that you could be a regular person and not be gay and be gay. That didn't compute with people. So guess what you had to do? Oh yeah, you can take the banana, honey. You had to be that way. You had to do that shit. So, that's why. So Serge, to me, is every foreign gay guy that lived in the 80s. To me, you know what I mean?
First of all, you want to know what I think? I think spoiler alert or surprise, motherfucker. He was never gay.
That's another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing too, and I'm glad you said that because I was looking at it like, so why did everybody just assume that he's gay? He could just be effeminate as all fuck. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them too.
Well, let's think about it.
So
let's think about D. Let's go off of mid '80s stereotype.
Uh-huh.
You're in Beverly Hills. You work at an art gallery.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to make espressos with lemon twists and your own little custom shit.
You're catty.
You're catty. You know how to make very good conversation, and you have an assistant who decides to show off the freaking Miami hamburger meat, and he's like, "No, nigga, not in front of company."
I love that. That was like, no, what is this?
What are we doing?
I love that, man.
But turn around and like he's in that fucking Sabrina TV show on Netflix. And I saw it and I was like, this guy actually can play.
Bronson's there yet? Oh, good for him.
Bad guy in that show, and I was like, damn.
Nah, that's the thing. Bronson's
it's a 180 because I know he was a villain in Langoliers, wasn't he?
Why do you bring that one up? But okay, yeah.
No.
I'm sorry. That's like mentioning all the great work of Samuel Jackson. You bring up Formula 60, whatever it was.
Formula 51, sir, and I love that movie. All right.
Really? You and 18 niggas like, yo!
Hey, it was a black man in a kilt. It was a wacky ass movie, right?
I wanted to see that movie when I finally seen it. Here's me. I'm glad I didn't spend no money on this.
But seeing Bronson Pinchot play like a villain when you've known him as like the easygoing, happy-go-lucky person, it's like, oh shit, he actually can play a villain really well. Like, oh
I think
shit.
the problem is that nobody took him ever since he did Balky. I feel that people never took him seriously in casting him for certain stuff because he is shown in several different shows and in several different places. He has full type of range. I do find it amazing that he was never the star that I thought he would be, and I think it's just one of those things. Like back then, you're a television star. You're only going to get so high. You know what I mean?
No, but that's
I think that probably got him too.
Like, wasn't that the same thing that went down for freaking what's his name? Paul Rubin when he popped up in Blow.
To a degree.
Paul was different because Paul was still coming back from him jerking off and all that shit in his public and his image getting in the dirt. He was coming back up at that time.
Yeah, Blow was like the big,
Paul did the smart thing
coming out for him.
And Paul did the smart thing. As much as he still is Pee Wee Herman to this day and all the rest of that shit, he knew that I got to cool it on that shit and I got to do what I came in this game in the first place to do. I'm an actor. And Paul Rubens is one hell of an actor. So that was a little bit different. You know
it's like I said before we recorded, though, to Dee's point. Bronson Pinchot had gigs because that's all he was doing.
That's all he did. He did a bunch of gigs. He's still doing gigs to this day. That's why it shocked me that he was on with Sabrina. I was like, wow, really?
That's like, if anything, like that's probably his longest running like TV show thing next to Perfect Strangers is Sabrina.
Wow. Now hold on. Now which Sabrina are we talking about?
Sabrina on Netflix, The Chilling Adventures.
Thank God, because I was thinking to myself, if this nigga was in the original Sabrina, and I don't remember, I'm gonna be mad at myself. That was my shit. And then I found that that was my shit. And I still had a crush on Melissa Joan Hart. Then I found out she was one of those Christians. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, it just sour. Like it really sours.
Nah.
It really sours the taste later, doesn't it, D?
Nah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like, I hate to be that. Just imagine we that black girl who's 45. Like, yep, that was me with Kirk Cameron. I wanted to fuck the shit out of that nigga. Then I found out he was one of them Christians. I was like,
Meanwhile, the oldest daughter from Full House, she's not. I thought she would be the one that would be like uber Christian.
Oh no, she's around that.
Yeah, don't get twisted. Don't stray too far there, Chris.
Hey, Chris, man. Hey, look, man. They still fam, dog. They on each other's.
Hey, look. Look. She never came off like on some Kirk Cameron. Like, oh gosh, she's gone.
Look, nigga, I understand. I wanted to fuck DJ too, man. But come on, she's crazy. Was it DJ or Stephanie? I forgot her name on there. What up?
No, it was DJ.
DJ was the older one. Stephanie was the mid.
Yeah. But anyways,
she's still a mid if you ask me.
I knew you was gonna say that, D.
I'm sorry, she always been a mid. Somebody like, man, she got hot. Oh, sure. That's all I say. Sure.
To which I'm like, so define hot. Are we talking just average white girl hot, which is fine? There's that, and then there's hot like Topanga, who I think everybody overvalues way more than what they do, but whatever.
Yeah, they overvalue her, and then you forget. Holy shit, Hillary Duff. What have you been doing?
Oh man, Hillary Duff. Getting tagged from back by black guys, and then I'm just normal white girl now.
I'm a mom now. But anyway, so Axel is there and he's reminiscing with his homegirl about his friend and stuff and telling her he died and stuff, and she's like, oh shit, like, and then that's when he asks her, hey, so what do you know about what's the guy's
well, he didn't even get the guy's name. He just said, I understand that he worked for you. Like, what
was
he doing?
Victor Malin. That's
when she told him about her boss. And then you hear the name Victor Malin. Here's me, villain.
Yeah.
He just offered the name. I'm like, he's immediately.
Yeah, what makes it funny is that Axel rolls up there as a flowery delivery man, and he's smooth talking his way up there because that's how good Axel is. He just smooth talks his way up there. And, off rip, he just kicks in the door, waving the 4-4 on fucking Victor. Like, Victor's like, how the hell you get in here? Oh no, I just walked up in here. I just can't. I'm like,
I like how we
hell
don't
no.
know. I like how you don't know what happened to the flowers that he was supposed to deliver.
yo, he put that shit
Yeah,
right by the
yeah,
door
yeah.
and walked in. He didn't even give a shit at that point. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna put that shit there and stuff.
Man, he threw them flowers down somewhere, man. They fell somewhere, man.
Yo,
They're
but
like on the ground somewhere.
what had me rolling is when he walked in there. I like how fucking Jonathan Banks looks right at Axel like shit.
He's like, oh,
Wait a minute, that's the
it's
white guy.
Detroit.
That's that black guy in Detroit I saw.
No. You got to remember. You got to remember, D. After, no, sorry, you're right. It's the first time seeing him. He's like, it's that black guy from, it's the black guy from Detroit. Something tells me I should have killed him, but I had a job to do. I was here to take care of the guy and the missing bearer bonds that nobody was really gonna miss. But fuck it.
But like after Axel asks Victor all them questions, and Victor's like, "All right, I'm gonna have to go ahead and escort your ass out of here."
But he did it so smooth though, Chris. It was like, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. My name is Axel Foley. I see. Well, I have nothing more to discuss with you. I do believe it's time for you to leave. And I like how pressing one button summons 6 hired goons to carry.
You know why he needs 6? You know why he needs 6? Because he's a black man. They think he has the fucking strength of Hercules and shit.
No. That was nigga don't come back here. Ain't no straight for Hercules. They was like, no, make sure that nigga's out of this building. That's what that was.
Yo, and it's not even like they threw him head first through the door. Nah, we're gonna throw your ass through the window because Victor Malin is so fucking rich he can replace the goddamn window.
I would like to point out the many small flaws in this movie is catching. Hey, everyone that's listening to this podcast, let's play a game. Go back and watch the movie and play this little game called Spot Eddie Murphy's Stunt Double.
I'm gonna say it here right now.
That looked like a nigga named Neil.
Hold on. I'm gonna get wait, Chris. Save it for when we get to the real moment that I'm gonna bring up.
Okay.
The first time he gets tossed, let me just say this. Eddie's mid-80s fro that he was rocking, that shit was looking rough when he went through the window. But then when the cops show up, it was looking straight.
Yeah. I mean, look. I appreciate stunts that they did in the 80s because it was just like rough. Like they used sugar glass in order to break through stuff. And it's like, wow, that's like crazy, and you got that. And then after he gets thrown through the glass stuff, it's still amazing. The cops roll up there and they're like, yeah, freeze, we'll put you under arrest. And it's like, damn, really off rip. They got here real quick. Like as soon as he got thrown through the wheel.
It's that side of Beverly Hills, Chris. Cops turnaround time is like
Nigger
seconds.
Dude, as soon as he didn't even roll over after getting thrown out the window, and all of a sudden I hear police sirens, I was like, God damn, that was fucking quick.
We got a coon that,
I like how
sir, we got a 575. A coon just fell through the window.
I like how he thought that they was immediately on his side when he showed up. He was like, did y'all see this shit? I can describe every last one of them.
Sir, get your ass off.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to stand up and get on the other side of this car and put your hands on the hood. I'm like, yo, they wasn't fucking around.
And I'm laughing because Axel's in the car and he's all like, man, your car is really fucking nice, man.
This is one of the nicest and best looking cop cars I've ever sat inside of.
Sir, shut up. Stop talking.
It's like no, I'm really serious. I ain't bullshitting. This is really nice.
Oh my God.
I like when he gets out the car. He's like, "Hey, if we stop some, if we point out any celebrity houses, can you let me know?"
Which to this day, I always thought it was legit. Turns out it's bullshit. Yeah,
What?
the whole like map of the stars thing is actually bullshit too.
Oh, dude, it's total bullshit.
You might look out and be like, oh, that's where blah 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 is, and it's somebody else, and it's like, oh,
I got a chance. No, the very first time I went to LA, this was 20 years ago. Holy shit. Anyway, like first time I went to LA.
Eris had the fucking
No, I'm
Hello,
sorry.
darkness, my old friend. Like I'm old.
No, it wasn't 20 years ago.
Friend.
No, it was 2011. Sorry about that. 2011. Still,
Might as well been
either
fucking
way,
20 years ago.
Yeah, it really does feel like it. But anyway, first time I went to LA, I've actually seen the map, that quote unquote star, like the map of the stars. I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, this is thank you, Chris. Exactly. I'm like, yo, this map is literally jerking people off. Like, None of these motherfuckers live this damn close to each other.
Fucking gullible ass people like, oh my god, I see Brandon and Angeline. They don't even fucking live in that.
Like no one lives there. So you want to know who lives there? Like you want to know who lives in that house? Like like a fucking 6-star level accountant lives there. All right.
I got a better chance of showing people around the state of Maryland and showing them where Genuine and some of the other celebs in Maryland live at and stuff, and they have a better shot than doing the shit in LA. But that's just me.
But speaking of stars, I know we skipped over the part when Axel first got to LA, and the very first place he decided to cause some trouble was staying in the Beverly Hills Palm Hotel.
That shit had me rolling. He was like, "I'm Axel Foley, and I'm writing for Rolling Stone magazine."
My man walks in there and they're like, "Can you check and see if my reservation is there?" Knowing damn well this man has never even been to this hotel before, and they're like, no, I'm sorry, sir, no, there isn't an Axel Foley. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you put Rolling Stone presents Axel Foley? Like no Rolling
Yo, he
Stone.
pulled the black card and it fucking worked. Yeah, they don't like niggas in the hotel. It's like, oh
no,
shit.
it wasn't just they don't like niggas. I'm like, you could tell just how much this movie shows its age of it being 1984. He says, "Look, I'm a small time." He's like, "Don't you think I know what's going on here? Like, don't you think if I was some hotshot, like some hotshot celebrity from out of town, coming over here, y'all know damn well you would have had a room ready for me, but I'm not. Instead, I'm a small time reporter from Rolling Stone magazine. I was brought over here to the Beverly Hills Hotel for an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson, like in a private room. And you mean to tell me that you ain't got no room set up for me?" And the interview was going to be called Michael Jackson sitting on top of the world, but now I'm going to call this shit Michael Jackson can sit on top of the world as long as he's not in the Beverly Hills Hotel because ain't no niggas allowed here.
I like how the guy was like, "Oh, would you look at that? There's one room somebody canceled."
So we had one last cancellation. I really apologize for that. We had a cancellation. It's a suite. I like how he says it's a suite. As in, hopefully this will win them over. This will win them over. It's a suite, but I will charge you the regular room rate. Like, how much is that? It's it's $325 a night. Eddie Murphy, calm, just very calm. Fine. I will take that.
Because he knew full well he wasn't gonna pay for that shit. Like, I ain't paying for shit. No, hell no.
He's gonna finesse that shit hard.
Yeah, but so he does that, right? So he gets to the police station and stuff, and that's when we're introduced.
Oh wait, one more. Sorry about that, Chris. It was one more bit. Because again, I love the transition of how he used something, and then we see the next scene of and how the next scene actually transitions from where we were. Like, for example, he gets the keys and he goes, "Thank you. By the way, if Michael calls, tell him what room number I'm in." The very next scene, this man is walking outside the Beverly Hills Hotel, and what does he see? Two guys walking around in the Thriller jackets.
And he's automatically laughing because it's just that kind of tongue-in-cheek, the irony of me.
Irony.
It's the pure irony of me doing this. Like, all right, cool.
That's just too good. That's way too good.
But I just laugh. Like, he gets to the police station, right? And that's when we meet Rosewood and Taggart. And also
the nicest police force I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, look, Rosewood is me and I am Rosewood. I'm just saying.
Look, dog. Look, you could never be the Honorable Judge Reinhold. You can. That is white. That actually, you know what? Reinhold is white Chris. Because no knock on Judge Reinhold. If you ever see Judge Reinhold do action, it is the funniest, most unnecessary shit ever. Because it's like, yo, Judge,
I love you. Why?
It's like this. If you ever see the movie Cracker Jack 2, it's like, look, Judge, you should never be a leading role for anything.
Hey, look, if you want to talk about the most white bread shit I've seen Judge Reinhold in is those Santa Claus movies. Holy shit, man.
You know
that's the thing about him, though.
You want to know the modern day equivalent of Judge Reinhold's God, what's his name? Freaking Rosewood in cop movies. Luke Wilson in Blue Streak.
Sort of like that. It's sort of like that. I agree with that.
Like
It's a good comparison.
Luke Wilson and Blue Streak reminded me so much of Rosewood, minus the duster and two shotguns.
I just like how at
Yeah.
some point though, Judge Reinhold was like, you know what, Charles Gruden, I'm going to take over the Beethoven franchise from you because you don't need that, right? All right, cool. I'll take over the Beethoven franchise. It's cool. It's great.
Like, yo, I mean, in them meeting for the first time, it really like it shows you like, yo, this is gonna be if we ever made like a
He is
series
the
of
most
movies.
green. He fit like for cops that clearly they've been cops for a minute. It's like he plays the most like Rosewood is the most. He feels like the most green cop ever. Like, oh my god, it's a black cop. He's
Yeah,
breaking the rules.
wow,
Okay,
this guy just you.
hold,
I always
wait,
laughed at
hold
how
on,
they make those
hold
yuppie
on,
guys like that, man.
hold on, gentlemen. I just gotta address something real quick. Hey, Gaddafi. First of all, second only to Michael Rappaport in Awkward Action. No, this is Michael Rappaport in Awkward Action. Ooh, do I get to say nigga?
Thank you.
No, all right, so I used to hang out with these black guys back in 1984, right? And he used to let me say the word nigga. Now,
Dude, Quentin
hey,
Tarantino would never.
ma.
Quentin Tarantino wouldn't let Michael Rappaport say nigga. So what
He
are we
would.
talking about?
He would. And you know, it'd be so funny. Michael Rappaport would be like, "Holy shit, I get to be in the Tarantino movie. You know what that means? I get to say it. I get to finally say it, like
Yo,
in a big production." And the very moment that Quentin Tarantino says, "No, you're not saying it."
It's bullshit.
now, you know what? Like to me, Michael Rappaport, he said, look. It's like, look, man. I want to do it, man. Look, I didn't get my fill on higher learning. I had a chance to say it. I only think I said it like twice.
He's like, yeah, he was like, that dude gave him a limit.
Come on, man.
John
Come on.
Singleton said I couldn't say it multiple times. It's
It's like
bullshit.
there's only two people. Like there's only two people. There's only two directors that would that I know that would let me say it. You and Scorsese, and I'm not good enough for Scorsese movies.
Come on, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. When is he going to use me? When is he going to fucking use me?
I'm sorry. I'm picturing Ice Cube on the set of Higher Learning having a disapproving stare when Michael Rappaport says nigga.
I can just have this look like, here's Ice Cube. I'm never going to work with you in any type of capacity ever in my life ever again. I don't care if we both get successful and both on different sides of the aisle at one point and we all actually have the same interests in mind. We will never, ever work with each other again. You use the N word.
That will never work.
I love that fact, man. And then all of a sudden, look, hey Chris, here's a fun boy. 2013. Hey yo, Ice Cube, my nigga. Hey, so I'm thinking about we get all these old basketball players and put them together.
Just Cube just staring, just like I'm just gonna go
Yo,
ahead.
look. Like for anybody that look, this is the one thing I can say. I don't know when it's going to happen, but Katino Mobley is going to choke him out one day, and I hope the cameras are like seriously rolling, and no one that tries to help Mike. Anyway, can we finally get? Let's
But
get
no,
back over to the.
but seeing all of them together for like the first time, like this is how Axel knows. Like, okay, I know the setup. I know I know it's about to take place here. You're gonna have these guys tail me the whole time, even though I said several times, like that I'm on vacation. I even had to tell. I even had to tell Lieutenant Dick Jones from RoboCop here that I'm on vacation.
Ronnie Cox, we love you.
I swear I loved him in this movie. I was like, yo, Ronnie Cox had a good year. He was in this and RoboCop.
Like,
Okay.
good times. You go from being the evil corporate guy to being the good, quiet cop that does everything by the books.
I mean,
Good job.
super by the book.
I mean, it also felt like to me he's just been working there way too long.
Bruh, yo, look, man. Look, yeah, like Lieutenant was Lieutenant Bogomil.
Bogomil.
Bogomil. He really did look like he was like, I'm almost like 2 years from retirement. Can we just get this
The
over
pension
with?
ain't kicked in yet. Can y'all chill with this shit?
He really did. It was like, oh, God damn it, Taggart. And Taggart, here's the thing too. Taggart's the same way because I mean, granted, we see a little bit of that in Beverly Hills Cop 2, where he's just like, I'm too old for this shit. What the fuck am I doing here?
Like Taggart, like Taggart went from being like the straight, like I would say like the straight arrow, especially the one who's always trying to keep Billy in line in the first movie, to the second one just being, Billy, we got to talk. But you don't know, like, what happened in the 3 years?
Because you had to change up their dynamic. You had to, and that's it was a needed thing where basically you're gonna have one dude that's just gonna break out and actually come out of his shell, where the other one is like, oh, for the love of Christ.
I mean, and I get it because because Rosewood is a detective at this point, and Taggart is a sergeant.
But I like how but I did laugh as hell because I forgot about this part. I like how Taggart just flexed on fucking Axel, like I'm gonna fuck you up
right away. Right away with that good old classic, that 80s like 80s
Fat
early
white
90s.
guy punched to the gut.
No, not just fat white guy, D. Not just fat white guy, but it's that same gut punch that works in both anime and live action shows.
Yeah,
where
it's a short punch.
Where the moment you get hit in the gut, it's supposed to knock you out.
Chris, remember that shit happened to Kiryu in Yakuza 0, and he was like down for a solid 8 minutes. You like, yo, you just got hit by a bike, nigga. Get up.
No, D. Yakuza 3. You remember when that one dude punched that fat dude after he fought Kiryu in the stomach?
Yo.
That fat dude was like, man, this skinny nigga ain't gonna punch me. That dude just all of a sudden, bam! And that dude was like, oh, shit.
Real talk, here's me. Yeah, way to take the piss out of you.
Hey, Chris, the best one is Black Condor and Jetman. Every time somebody gets out of line, gut punch. It could be a woman. In fact, he's done it. He's punched at least 3 women in the gut, and they always knock him out.
Look, guys, look. We do not condone violence against women. Now, when it happens in anime, it's hilarious because
see, that's the thing. It wasn't even anime. It was just a Sentai series.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. D, you gotta watch Jetman.
Look. I'm already sick that Prime was like, look, D, I understand this shit, but you gotta understand why Kamen Rider is badass. It's bad enough I got that, and I'm bad enough that I got Chris over here like, hey, D, come on, man, look at more Ultraman. You know you want to see more Ultraman, and now you're approaching me with Jetman. Y'all can all ride a Sentai dick. I don't try to get me to be a part of y'all cult.
Technically, I got Aaron. Me and Prime got Aaron's hooked on Sentai. Aaron's like, hey, Chris, Sentai Sundays. I'm like, I know, Aaron. I've seen that multiple times.
That is wonderful. I love. Look. I'm dead serious, though. I love how we have evolved. And that we all like each other's shit just through osmosis. So I'm just mad as hell that, like I said again, as even though I don't watch Sentai, you don't understand the appreciation I have for it. Every time I see that shit pop up on Twitter, I'm liking it. Yeah, yo, that nigga just turned into a drain. What the fuck is going on? Hey, D, you want to watch the whole episode? I'm good. I'm good.
No, seriously, no, and I blame CJ and freaking Prime for that. I was like, God damn it, you guys put me on to like one of the best.
Kamen Rider.
No, not Kamen Rider.
For D. I want to watch Kamen Rider now, man. No. Here's how bad it is. I want to watch the old shit because of Chris. Chris like 90s Kamen Rider, dog.
I'm with Chris on this one. 90s Sentai to me was the pinnacle. It was the shit.
But just before we get back to Beverly Hills Cop,
I love this figure.
70s Kamen Rider. That's when it's like, it's like blaxploitation. It's ridiculous as shit.
Oh, it is.
Yo, the fact
it's already enough you got guys in piece of shit suits, but you're like, I appreciate the level of ridiculousness this shit is. All right, cool.
I'm mad that I like Ultraman. And it's like, D, we need you to be the Ultraman person of 3 Black Geeks so we can make this full triangle. We can just cover everything.
Speaking of ridiculousness, do you love how they use the Beverly Hills City Hall as the police, as the LAPD?
I know, right?
In almost every movie.
First off, the LAPD ain't that goddamn nice.
It's really always one of those things. It's sort of like how when we did on Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when we found out that one train stop was like the oldest thing in LA and shit like that. Used to have all the trolleys and stuff. It's always those little fun facts that they've been doing. They're recording there for. Actually, if I'm mistaken, they did that also for Dragnet, didn't they? They used it in Dragnet, and if I'm mistaken, they used it in
They used it in that movie.
I think did they use it in Naked Gun? I don't think they use it in Naked Gun. I'm not really sure.
You remember? I mean, you guys probably forgot. They used this same backdrop. That same city hall was used in Last Action Hero.
Yeah, same thing.
Yes, it was. Yes, it
Yep.
was.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like the LAPD is not that goddamn nice. Ain't no fucking way.
Like, get the fuck out of here! Y'all got
fucking pretty.
wait, hold up. Y'all got palm trees and fountains.
Meanwhile, Predator 2 is like, nah, nigga, this is how real the shit is.
Yo, it's bad enough.
Hold on, do you go into the inside of the LAPD in this movie, like in Beverly Hills Cop?
Clean,
dude. It's clean. The shit looks like fucking CSI. They got computer scanners everywhere.
I will never forget when I went to see Minority Report. You know that takes place in DC.
Yeah,
but we was watching Minority Report, and you saw Tom Cruise walking to the police station. I'll never forget somebody behind me. Bullshit, that's DC. I don't care if it's the future. That ain't DC.
There's one thing that we can say. If we're from the DMV, you can call out bullshit in a movie that claims itself to be in DC. Like, this is bullshit. It ain't goddamn DC. This is bullshit.
You know, like, I loved how for the first time ever, Wonder Woman did it. Wait a minute, that's the Silver Line.
Hold up, the Silver Line.
How in the hell were they the first ones to actually have the Metro? Because that's a big thing. They don't show the Metro a lot in movies that take place in DC. So the fact that they did it, that was a big thing. And then I saw it, Chris, and I ignored it. And then the next day, hey, yo, under Chris's name, dog, I saw the Silver Line. Fuck you, Chris. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I saw it too.
You see the Silver Line, and then you see the sign for the green and yellow line. I'm like, you guys, because it's like you can buy the fact that you had it, and it's like if you had just digitally edited out that green and yellow line shit, you've been fine.
You know the sick part? I'm mad that I gotta agree with one of our friends, Mo. You know, no one outside of DC gives a shit. Fuck you, Mo.
Come on, dog. Mo would be the first person if they fucked up anything with Nigeria. He'd be like, "Fuck you, man. This is bullshit."
Look, look. I'm just gonna have a movie full of Nigerians. They riding zebras just to fuck you, just to piss you off. No, I can hear Mo right now. D, that's just really, really foul. I know, right? Here's the sick part. I'm probably halfway right. I know how freaky Locust goes, nigga.
Yo, so it's like,
anyway, let's go, man.
This police department, right? So at this point, after Tagger punches them and stuff, I like how Bogomil's like, "Hey, so Axel, do you want to file a grievance against him?" And Axel just looks at him like, just has a look of like, you know what? I respect him as a man. Nah, I'm good. We're good. I respect it. He did that.
That was straight disapproving stare of, are y'all really serious right now? No, I'm not going to press charges.
That's what men do. We punch each other.
Like, where I come from, we don't do that. Nah, man.
So, oh my God.
And I will slash your tires when I get outside, nigga.
Well, hold on, though. He does something that's even more funny that, again, is just hilarious and stuff. So, at this point, Taggart and Rosewood are basically tailing Axel when he's coming back to the hotel and stuff. And Axel decides, all right, I'm going to try to lose him. So he has them send late night food to them as they're outside the hotel. And then he goes downstairs to get some fruit. And it's Damon Wayans playing the Banana Man.
Oh, my God. Damon Wayans with the best yee-ass haircut ever. The best what I've ever. How can you be going bald in the middle and yet growing an afro in the very front? I don't understand.
I feel after that,
looking like one of them damn GTA default ass haircuts.
I feel after this movie, he just decided, you know what? Let me just go bald. Fuck this.
I got a feeling like this happened when he was on Saturday Night Live and he walked off. You know what I mean? That was like right after he walked off of Saturday Night Live. It feels like he just went crazy.
Because I'll be honest with you, he was looking.
But he continued to rock that in colors.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah,
acting the shit out of playing a gang member.
Yo, man, it's just funny to see Damon Wayans in it though. You know what I mean?
But again, he's doing his. You know what? I would say this is the early version of the Men on Film thing that he was doing in this, Yeah.
But then again, Damon's gay voice is the most. It's distinct because you can tell that that's New York gay niggas. Back then, they all sound like that. How you doing? Yeah, me and the men's with an ass. I love that.
But I mean, we talked about this in Low Down Dirty Shame. Keenan tries to get that same thing going too.
And I bet him and the scene that they brothers, I bet they practiced doing that with each other. Bitch, And I bet they did it all the time, man.
Oh man, so I like how he takes the bananas, rolls in there, and puts it in the tailpipe and stuff. And again, me as a kid, I didn't know that's something that could fuck up a car because again,
Yeah.
you don't think about that and stuff. But as an adult, it's like, oh yeah, of course it does that. But as a kid, I was like, that works? Wow,
Yep, the banana in the tailpipe actually works, man. Anything that blocks the exhaust, it doesn't have to exactly be a banana, but anything that blocks that exhaust like that can do that.
Yeah, so they dip out. They managed to, basically.
I like how the car stalled out though. I still love how it
Tiger was like, Billy,
it was
what's
all
going
right.
on?
Like,
It was all
instant
right, and it
stall.
just concluded. It just concluded right in the middle of the middle of the road. I just thought that was
I think it's
hilarious.
just funny how he tried to start it up. That's what made it more funny. He just tries to start it all like, it's like, oh, stop. It's done.
Dude,
So-
that's a Mercury. Stop it.
It's a Mercury Sable. Don't do this. So they get to the warehouse and stuff, and they figure out because they're using. They found out one of the things is coffee grounds, and you find out coffee grounds is what they use to mask the drugs whenever they're doing it.
I like how in movies masking drugs is that simple. Like, it's a little bit more.
drugs.
That, but thank you.
Well, D, I'm gonna get put my science hat on. You see, in the '80s, drugs were not that sophisticated. You see,
The drug dogs didn't know how to smell for certain things.
the German Shepherds were not as advanced as the German Shepherds now.
see, that was German Shepherd. A point about like 5.3. Then it started smelling good into the 6.1s.
They use coffee grounds because they believe the dogs have not been trained to sniff enough coke yet.
Exactly.
And that, you're going off that luck, man. But you know what? Whatever, man. It's whatever.
The Crash Tyson shit where we just asked Neil. So Neil, why did coffee grounds work in the '80s on dogs? Well, you see there, Chris. The
Coffee. No. Actually, no Neil deGrasse Tyson. Actually, that's ridiculous. But you know what did work? Regular grass. What?
See, grass has the photosynthesis. You see.
Just start using big ass words. It did hit. It did hit. Wait. You just lied to me right now. You just making this shit up. Kinda.
No. He does. Am I lying?
No. He does this. Look over there. He look over there, like throws like a glass of water in my face, and then runs off.
Thought it was acid. It's H2O. Damn it.
Scientists away.
I am the scientist. Nah, so they get there, they figure out like apparently Victor Malin is using the artwork to kind of mask his drug operation. He's drug smuggling basically and stuff. So after this point, they get back and he basically decides, all right, I'm gonna stick around and you going ahead and go back and drive off and stuff. And this is where he rolls inside there and says, basically fakes as though he's like an inspector and stuff. Like, your guy actually gave me a fucking lighter. Are you kidding me? He gave me a lighter.
And he, coasts through, scaring the shit out of these two security guards.
This scares the white guy up in the office, and he was like, "Do you even have a warrant?" He's like,
I saw a Porsche outside. Is that your Porsche?
So the IRS will come down here right now. You know what? That's not even my Porsche. What are you talking about?
I just like it. That wasn't my Porsche, sir. He's like, sir, that wasn't mine. They actually listen to this motherfucker. I'm like, I like how this nigga doesn't pull out no credentials, and they just went for it.
He just pulls out the badge, and that's it. They don't even look closely at the badge to see it's from Detroit. It's just like, oh shit, he must be official then. Fuck.
Yeah, man. Usually, like he was using all those little tricks to get by, man. That was the kind of funny thing about it. Like all these little things where he knew people weren't going to like, either people weren't going to notice it, or he knew for a fact that was just like a sure way to get to whatever he wanted to get into, man. So yeah, I kind of like that crap.
So at this point, that's when he decides, all right, he gets back, and after he tells the police officer they got banana in the tailpipe and they got docked 2-day pay for that shit.
I like it. And, then you get and I really I laughed how they got docked for that. I was like, that's fucked up. That wasn't even their problem.
Got not 2 days pay. I like how no, but what was funny is when Axel scares him and stuff, and they tell him that he's like, "No, you're kidding, right?" And they just look at him like, "No, we're not."
Nah, dog. That's no, man. That actually happened.
That actually happened.
You
Like,
gotta
well,
understand, this is how things are done down here in Beverly Hills.
it's like, man, it's like Inspector Todd would just yell at me, and I just go home. They wouldn't dock my pay. It's weird. It's strange.
Man, we don't do that, man. We don't do that. Man, come on now. Detroit, we don't do that. We take care of each other.
All of a sudden, Eddie is like, "Oh boy," and fucking JSL Bob. So is you ain't gonna jump on that? No, man. They keep fucking around. We're gonna have to fucking strike.
Yeah, so we have to strike in
Take a
September.
Man,
Normal rate like a
motherfucker.
normal rate like a motherfucker.
I mean, now I do want to say this, that I do like that Axel says, come on, guys, we're all cops. We're technically brothers in this. Why can't we just be friends? For real, let's just go somewhere, get a drink, and get to know each other and just be good friends. And in the moment he said that, I was like, and this is when they became best friends.
Yep.
Taggart was like, "Oh, I love this silly Negro."
I don't know, man. I don't know if this guy's all there. I want to know if he's.
They still weren't fully trusting in.
I know.
I still didn't get him. Just like how he was trying to figure them out, right?
Yeah.
So he takes them. He's like, "Hey, look, I got a place. It's real conservative. It's a nice place. We can get some drinks. Trust me, you guys will like it. Trust me." Like, word to the wise. Anytime Axel Foley says "trust me," don't.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? No, I do you one better. Anytime Eddie Murphy tells you that shit.
And I like how he tells him, "Hey, I know a place I'm gonna get something to drink. You'll love it." And then boom, it's a titty bar. And I gotta say, Vanity Six music, Nasty Girl, perfect song for stripping.
It is
Perfect.
It is. That song. That's real talk. That song is much like My House with the Mary Jane Girls. It's a song that's like, yo, they just stepping on niggas' feelings.
Hey, that's the top song of the fucking 80s right there, buddy.
Now, hold on. Since we're talking about quintessential 80s, which did you like better? The titty bar scene in Beverly Hills Cop 1, or the freaking bikini volleyball scene with George Michael playing "I Want Your Sex" in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
With the random black guy drunk off his ass,
random black guy drunk off his ass, and Hugh Hefner pops up.
Neither. C. Thomas Howell's in Side Out.
No, D. I'm talking about between these two movies.
Actually,
I don't remember the scene but I mean, I do. I gotta see it again. I'll answer it when
in Beverly Hills Cop 2. I would say it's just more so because it's invoking everything that was like about the Playboy Mansion and everything there. So it's like, all right, that's fine. But the titty bar was just like, it's edgy a little bit. It's like,
It's got that.
It's a titty bar. It's titty bar, and Eddie Murphy smiling was the best thing about it.
I like how, again, Rosewood is like a kid. It's like a kid that never been to a strip club, because I like how he's like, see, Rosewood, here's some money. Just put it inside the girl's drink.
I'm mad that he had to tell a man how to put money in drawers.
Yeah, see, you put the money inside the G-string, and she'll shake her ass and keep going. I was like,
just do that. Like,
no.
You know who make it worse? And then you make it worse by saying, "Hey, Billy, I think she likes you." Really? You really think so?
No, the part I don't like, the part I hate is Taggart. Billy, we're on the clock. Shut the fuck up, man.
First off, dude, you look like
Rosewood.
Taggart is already. We know in the second movie he's married and got a couple of kids. So at this point, this is the only time he was ever been to a strip club post marriage. So he's already kind of feeling some way like, I like it, but I'm not supposed to like it. So
No, that's a nigga that know he about to get fired in a couple months. So he trying to get that pension with no problems.
This is the guy that's trying to get fired but can't get fired. It's like, fuck, what do I gotta do?
I don't know. Just gotta make it one more month. The wife said if I make it one more month.
Then we get then we get the most obvious setup, or as I like to call movies' way of saying, "Hey, hey, everyone, this is how
How
Rose."
you wearing a duster in the middle of the fucking
Well,
summer?
no,
I'm
like
sorry.
this. I mean, this is the movie's way of saying, "Hey, everyone, this is our way of showing you that Taggart and Rosewood are going to trust and and actually warm up to Eddie Murphy." So he immediately spots two guys rocking dusters in the middle of June. Like leather.
I
Hold on,
like to point out,
leather
folks.
dusters.
I like to point out, pre-global warming, so you know it was hot as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Pre-global warming, leather dusters in the middle of June. And I'm with Axel. Like, see that guy over there? And you see his buddy, like you see his partner on the other side. It's June. I just think it's a little warm to be walking around with leather like leather jackets on. Yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, check this out. I'm gonna need
Then
you.
again, just
Like,
real
check,
talk. It's
like,
LA.
like, check this out. I'm gonna need you to
Yeah.
go over there. Like, I'm gonna need you to go over there and cover him, and I'm gonna go work my way over here with this guy. And like you had mentioned, like you had mentioned earlier, D. He channeled his inner drunk Richard Pryor for that one.
Oh man, because to me, Eddie Murphy, when Eddie Murphy acts drunk, he sounds like drunk Richard Pryor. It's the same man. Hey man, the same. I can't do it. My voice is kind of gone, but
He was like,
it's the
"Hey,
same.
Phil,
What you
how
mean?
you been, man? I ain't seen you in a long time. What you doing over here?"
It's the same It's the same type of voice that Richard Pryor uses. So duh, I know who your hero is, nigga. You know what I mean?
The only thing missing, seriously, the only thing missing in Eddie's performance was him saying Jack every other line.
Say, man, say,
Say,
say, man.
So,
"What are you doing, Jack?" If he kept ending his sentences with Jack, I'm like, all right, I get it. You're pulling Richard Pryor.
so at this point, he basically pulls a future move that his boy Simi does in Coming to America.
Ooh, sorry. We didn't mention one line that was earlier that I have to mention now. When he was in the warehouse, when he mentioned that, like, you mean to tell me that a man dressed like me can come up here when I got like,
It's like a black no AD. I got you. Like
you know better than me.
he's like, "Hey, how's everyone? Like, hey, how you guys doing? So you got a match? There's no smoking in here. Oh, that's okay. I'm actually gonna smoke it outside. All right, I guess I'll give you a match for that." Like, so like the friend, so he's like, "Yeah, you mind telling me like where's your manager? Where's your supervisor? It's in the office. Okay, can you go get him for me? What's the problem? Are you the security here?" "Yeah, I am." "Then you are the fucking problem. Now go get him."
Yo, he went serious in a heartbeat, like, oh shit.
He said, so you mean to tell me how is it that a black man dressed like me can walk into this warehouse, poke around stuff, like, and no one says a thing?
He's like, other than Cleveland, this is the worst fucking secured area.
I just like that he just picked a random spot. And here's me. It's always Cleveland. It's always
It's like,
Cleveland.
apart from
It is.
Cleveland,
It's usually Detroit, but it's always Cleveland too. They always say this
you
is the
know,
worst place.
and you know something? This was the second time that he used Cleveland in his lie.
Yes, it is.
Like
So
Cleveland was the whipping boy of just excuses.
so anytime he has to stay in character, he always reverts back to Cleveland.
I
like
mean, nah, but so he pulls the early Simi move and basically gets the guy shotgun and has him there, and then Taggart points the gun at the guy's head and like, hey, don't fucking move and stuff. They get back to the police station, and
They
despite
look kind of badass.
they look badass and stuff, and
Kinda.
despite Axel basically buttering up that Rosewood and Taggart were there, Taggart, being the guy that he is like, no, sir.
everybody does
Axel.
everything by the book.
Yeah, Axel. He's like, no, Axel actually did. He invited us to the bar, and we did this and stuff. And I was like, wow.
Now, see, Chris, now you say that, and I love Axel's response to this. He's actually looking at Bogomil as he was saying everything, and then he looked right back at Taggart as Taggart completely fucked that up, and he goes, "Guys, look, let me just say something. The Super Cop story was working, okay? It was working."
Bogomil looked at him like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was totally gonna work. Mm-hmm.
No, Bogomil did give him that look like, kind of was. I kind of was. Like, I kind of was leaning towards. You know what? This does
First
sound
off,
pretty.
Bogomil looked like he was ready to get the fuck off his shift. Let's
He
be
was.
fair.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Dude, if you know how to talk, you know what I'm saying? You know how to talk your way out of a situation. I mean, he came up with a perfectly good lie. I mean, be real.
Well, this is true. We've done this multiple times at San Diego Comic
That's
Con,
what
so
I'm
you're
saying.
right.
Be
You're
real.
right. You're right.
He was able to finesse that situation and fucking. And I love the fact that it was Rosewood that wasn't going to say that's not what happened, but it was instead Taggart who was like, no, sir, that's not exactly how it went down. I'm like, there you go. He's like, you know what, guys? I'm still trying to figure you out. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Go and fuck up a perfectly good lie. But
Man, we were
Meanwhile,
cruising until y'all wanted to be all noble and shit.
meanwhile, their compatriots who crack jokes on them are basically in charge of Axel. And I like how Axel tries to give them food at the beginning and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, all right." There's Axel, and then they follow up to Maitland's gate, and that's when it was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna." The black guy's like, "Yeah, we're not gonna fall for the banana and tailpipe," and then Axel just makes fun of him.
the tailpipe.
It's like,
But I
"Yeah, you
had a tailpipe. I loved it. I always
You gotta say, you gotta be a little bit more natural. Like, hey man, we're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
gotta."
Been hanging around this dude too long.
that's pure Eddie Murphy right there. Eddie Murphy's "Hey Man" is always funny as shit to me because it reminds me of Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. Where you're like, Daddy, like, do you know how to answer the door in the ghetto? I'm gonna show you. Who is? When he get little though, I died when he did that again. When he came back on Saturday Night Live again, I fucking
Bro,
died.
the shit when he did that shit in trading places though, with the whole like fucking yeah.
Yeah,
That's another, and to be honest with you, that's another Richard Pryor thing. Richard Pryor did, yeah,
Oh yeah, that
Jack,
shit
you
with
ain't gonna come in.
that shit with him and Richard and Gene Wilder when they're in jail and they try to
Oh
fake
my
like they're
God,
tough.
yes. That is one of, look, dog, top 10, one of the greatest scenes ever in a comedy movie. Richard Pryor, all 99 pounds, trying to stick his chest
Yeah.
out with Gene. I love Gene to death. One of the whitest white men who
Trying
ever
to fucking
lived.
trying to do the fucking black man walk and shit and just so off and it's hilarious.
I swear to God, oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah. But yeah,
Dynamic duo there, buddy.
but to me, that's another Richard Pryor ism that he took. You know what I mean? That he kind
You know,
of got
I'm
from
laughing
Richard,
though.
man.
Axel had like a fucking piece of shit, like 99-cent cooler from 7-Eleven in the back of his trunk.
Little igloo, got the it's an igloo joke.
that
Got the
old
little penguin.
styrofoam cooler
There's a styrofoam cooler that you get when you
You know
got.
what I mean?
where you're
Yo,
praying
yo,
to
yo.
God the handle doesn't break
Oh,
off.
dude, it's the one that my dad when we were living in.
Nah,
No, it's the one that
it's the one with the penguin on the side, but the penguin is like faded.
it's the one that my dad. I swear to God, we were living in Clinton. This is I remember this vividly. 1990. We had year in Clinton. Uh, Me and my dad were going to go to Bud's Creek, and he literally swung by 7-Eleven and got one of them styrofoam containers of ice and soda in there. And it's because as soon as Axel popped open the truck and I saw that, I was like, that is the same goddamn styrofoam container.
You know,
This nigga had fucking chips and cracklings and beer.
dude, he had light beer in there too. Like, what I love is how the cops are looking at him like, for a man that's on vacation, you look like to me like you're on a stakeout. What? No, I'm just picnicking, man. This is just what I do. I like to go to random
Getaway
places.
picnic.
I like to go to random places and just have a picnic. And as soon as the gate opens and Maitland comes out, comes out in that Mercedes, he's like, "All right, I've done enough shooting the shit with y'all. Y'all,
Time to go.
like if y'all want to follow me, I'm gonna go ahead and take in the sights."
Now,
Now,
here's how
this,
80s this shit is.
what proceeds next is probably the best, like probably one of the best ways of saying, "All right, watch how I get rid of these."
Basu. This is one of those things I have nostalgia. Hey, Sue, you remember when there was traffic lights and none of those pesky photo cameras?
Yes.
You could just run a red light and it's like, hey, if people die, they die. It's whatever.
What made it so perfect was he timed it for the very second that that the light went red. He runs the red light, bypassing any cars that even thought about moving. And then when the cop car tried to follow behind them, they damn near get into a freaking 3-car accident.
I mean, bruh. Now, and we're this is the coming up to the scene here. All right, so he gets to the country club and stuff, right? White
Probably one
ass,
of my favorite moments in that movie.
white ass country club, right? So he rolls up in there, and the guy was like, "Can I help you, sir?" And I like how he goes from serious and investigative to boom, eyes wide, and boom, he's
Wide
gay,
open gate.
wide open, gay, off rip. He's like, I need to talk to Victor Maitland. You know, I need to tell him that I got tested and I have, who's that, herpes
No,
simplex
he said herpes simplex 10.
10. And he was like, yeah.
And I'm gonna
And,
need, and I need to tell him because he might need to make an appointment with his doctor, just to make sure everything is okay before things start falling off on the man.
and I like how the guy was like, you know what? Go ahead and tell him yourself.
It's like, I think it'd be best if you tell him that. And I love the gay response, which is, well, I do think that would be best.
Wait for him to say, I do declare.
So he walks in and real serious, and again, being the cop, he's like, fuck it, I'm about to grab me some grapes off of this
Yo, Jonathan Banks gives him another 1,000-yard stare like this motherfucker.
He's like, again with this guy. Okay. He's like, all right, now I'm about
I'm gonna fuck him up.
Now I get to fuck him up. I got the okay. Boss gave me the green light.
Gave him the slight head nod, like, go for it.
Gave me the slight head nod, like, do what you gotta do. And I'm like, this is Axel Foley.
Judo.
Look how confident he is. Jump cut, judo into stuntman, back to Axel.
Now
It's amazing how Eddie Murphy morphed into Lamont off of Sanford and Son. It did right back to Eddie Murphy again. That takes skill. That takes skill,
I was
dog.
like, Eddie Murphy grabbed this guy in one shot, and then the other shot morphed.
Now, folks,
he morphed. He literally morphed and aged himself by 20 years.
Now, folks, I'm about to show you something.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. One more thing. Aged himself 20 years and had on a completely different sweater, by the way.
Now, folks, I'm gonna show you something, and you're gonna just laugh at the hilariousness of it. I just want you to know this. Where is it at? Ah, there we go.
Yo, man, I like how Carl that's clearly Carl Weathers.
That is the father
stunt
from
double.
227 that is doing this.
I was so glad I caught that picture. I was like, yo, you got to go back and look at this scene again because it is hilarious.
Now,
Here's the worst part, Eris. I paused it like 3 different times to see if I can get it. I see a different way. Is it like, no, it's just bad.
I like
it.
Now,
Just jumps to that.
There's a conversation that we had coming out of Judas and the Black Messiah about how, like, Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield are too old to be playing, Fred Hampton and William O'Neill. And shout out to the guys at Medium Popcorn, because it was like, hey guys, I want you to look up what Fred Hampton and William O'Neill looked like back in the 70s. Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya and them were fine because, yeah, the motherfuckers looked like they were older than what their age was. Because
everybody in the 70s and 80s look way older.
And that's because, let's be real, you're struggling with racism and white people not liking you. It ages you up. Stress.
No. I hate the fact that you just said, look, nigga, we dealing with racism. Like, Jesus, Chris.
No.
Racism ages you a little bit. It's like you go through it, all right?
Wait, Chris, see, what you just said was probably perfect when you're dealing with racism, and I'm looking at this picture.
Like,
think about it. All three of us, think about it like this, right? All three of us, we're going to look back our age in the 30s and be like, well, we actually look pretty good for our age in our 30s. How many people like our grandfathers can say they look good in their 30s?
All of them. You know niggas. Come on. Black men. We vain as shit, dog. Come on.
Chris. Hold on. You say we're gonna look back at our 30s and say, hey, we look pretty good. Let's also keep in mind what the fuck we've been dealing with like in our 30s.
But see, we got it pretty good despite the fuckery a little bit.
Look, man.
Pretty good, nigga. Oh, man.
Chris, we've had 2 decades of bullshit that we've been doing.
I'm about to say, man, look, niggas getting shot by the cops is a red box exclusive at this point. What you talking about, dog?
Terrorism, two recessions.
But here's the other side of it though. You know, we got, you know, Instagram, chick shaking the ass. That makes us younger. You
Hey, you
know, we
gotta
get
say,
all this
hey,
shit.
hey.
I'm just
But here's
saying.
me. Here's me. Yeah. Okay, look. All right, look. Check this out, Hugh Hefner. Um,
Just saying.
I still
no, like, come on. Look, no, I like how Chris's response to racism, to the world falling apart. Titties, nigga.
I just want to point
Medical advances. LeBron is like our fucking age, and he's still out here whooping these young motherfuckers' asses and shit. I'm just saying.
Chris. As much as I want to flex that for my age, LeBron has money and athletic ability. Neither of us do. You talking to a nigga that trips up on his foot playing basketball all the time. You better chill. What look, and while I enjoy seeing a white man getting his head smashed into a bunch of lemons,
like I
can't
said,
take that picture down now?
no, do not take that picture down because I want.
Fuck you, Harris.
No, 'cause I want
Stop. Do not listen to Harris.
No, do not take it down because I want to point out something here.
Go ahead. Let's go back to the
notice
subject.
notice that my man is rocking a completely different color sweater.
Bruh.
I like how
sweater,
the sweater is way bulkier too. Yeah.
It's way bulkier.
My man
It's a
Lamont,
completely different color.
my man Lamont hit the gym. Flexing.
Where you going, dummy? I'm about to get shape. I'm about to get in shape to do this movie. Oh, Pop, you all tripping.
Let me ask you.
Also, just have to put this out here. Jonathan Curtis's stunt double also has the Jew fro a little bit. That's
Yeah, he do because you notice there's no balding in the back.
Exactly.
Over here.
What I like about this judo flip is that it looks like he's going full face first.
He did go full face first, and
like
also,
before he
also
makes it's like his head hits first before his body does a flip. That's what makes it great.
Something else to point out too. Just looking at the stunt man here. So let me add. So
That's
Dan,
a nigga that did that 5 times.
So looking at the stunt man, I just have a question for Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. So was Fred Williamson too busy?
So all niggas look the same. That's what you're
that's
trying to tell us.
also here's how they fucked up. I can tolerate the different color sweater and even the hair to a degree, right? This motherfucker went from having a pencil mustache to a full blown fucking Billy D. Williams mustache.
That's the thing.
That is the Fred Williamson right there.
Look, I asked Gary one time, yo, Gary, so did you at least have to put on a mustache? Yeah, you at least got to do the bare minimum. Yo, I like how Jerry Bruckheimer said all niggas look the same and just got him. That's what gets me about it. Yeah.
That judo flip, like I said, judo flipped Jonathan Banks into a freaking.
Also, did you guys love? There's another still shot of Eddie doing like a kick on somebody. I'm like, when did that happen in the movie? Because I don't remember him kicking anybody.
Please tell me you got that picture.
I gotta find it, but yeah, it was just like if I find it and stuff while we're talking, we get to that. But after he does that, right? And I like how Jonathan Banks just looks at him like stares and like, I got fucking shrimp cocktail all over me, and I can't do anything because my boss told me not to make.
Motherfucker got a limit. Nigga got a lime stuck in his ear.
Let me say something about Jonathan Banks' aftermath of that judo flip. Jonathan, you kind of got off light because you just got some shit that all you need is like one good napkin, a paper towel, and you good.
I don't know. That suit looked pretty fucked up there, you know. So the men's warehouse suit.
Men's warehouse suit, nigga.
I'm mad you said that. I'm mad you said that.
Like, nigga, one blow dryer will dry that shit out. He'll be all right.
I mean, it is a
I don't like the way it dries. I guarantee it.
I guarantee.
I'm just saying, it's ice. He got exposed to ice and water. Ice and water. A little bit of that cake frosting got in his ear, but he'll be all right.
And a good portion of that mahogany met all of his face.
Like I said, the one good paper towel, he'll be okay.
Oh my god, man! It really was just like, all right, cool, whatever and stuff, right?
Like when we get the second face off between Maitland and Foley, where he's like, "Hey, I just came down here. You know, this is a really, really nice place. Real nice. Never seen anything like it. I'm glad you like it. We should make you a member here."
You know what? That's not the first or the last time we would hear a white man in disgust say that about a minority that's a cop in a movie. You know that, right?
No,
that's not the last time you hear a line like that said.
So he just looks at him and says, he says, "Look, I just want you to let you know that I know you're into some really crooked shit here.
Cocaine, the usual.
Just let you know that I am eventually gonna nail you. All right.
Actually, I don't know, man. It's like between that or Old Boy and 3. He was like, yeah, when I killed your freaking them lieutenant. And then I like how he was like,
And he goes, and then just straight gut punch, and then, then left
See,
hook his ass.
those are the type of white guy bad guys that I love when they can just say some underhanded shit like that. And it's like, yep, perfect.
My man was like 2 seconds, like thinking back to the third movie, he was like 2 seconds from whispering to Eddie, "Hail Hydra."
Basically. I don't know. Maitland looked like he was almost a Hydra agent when he just was.
Nah. Maitland worked with the hand. I don't know about the Hydra.
Yeah, he definitely looks like somebody that worked with the hand.
You mean the gentrified hand?
The gentrified
The
hand.
gentrified hand.
I'm sorry. Every time I watch a lecture, and I was like, "You got the white." I mean, I understand Stick is a white guy, but holy shit, man, this is the whitest fucking guy ever to play Stick. Holy crap, man!
So the cops show up, and he's like, "I gotta go, Vic, but I'll definitely catch you later."
I like how he just assumes the position and just goes right for the head. He just gets right for the
I already know.
handcuff.
I already know what the deal is,
I
guys.
already know what y'all finna do, man. Look.
Let's just do this and get it over with. We're done, So at this point, that's when they was like, "All right, here's what's gonna happen."
It's like, I'm gonna level with you guys. Here's what's going on.
Yeah, he's like, "Tell us the truth." He tells them all this, and that's when.
And I like how they did that too. He's like, no, you tell me what's the truth. Like, tell me the truth. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit. So
he tells them everything, and that's when he tells them, "Hey, look, I mean, Bogomil was just like, look, this sounds like a lot of evidence here, but so here's the thing: until you get some evidence, we ain't gonna move forward on this."
yeah,
I mean, if all you got is coffee grounds, man, I really can't help you.
I mean, you got a basis here, but no proof.
Like a really strong basis.
But
I really can't do anything about it. And then that's when the chief shows up.
Who knew that the chief was a regular white guy?
Are you the guy that broke up the country club? Are you the guy that took two of my lieutenants in the strip club?
It felt like he wasn't. It felt like he wasn't like a chief. It felt like he was.
He was a walk-on.
It felt like an administrator. You know what I mean? Like an administrator, a guy that was like, look.
That counts the money.
You know what I mean? Like, this is not what. No.
The mayor
buy the book.
I would have laughed at him. Like, I really would have laughed at it. Like Axel, you don't know. That's the mayor.
or the mayor.
What you mean, mayor for?
I know, right?
Mayor McCheese ass nigga.
I mean, because he shows up, and like as soon as he walks in the room, he's like, "Lieutenant, I'd like to see you in your office, please."
Oh, that's when you know they're getting chewed out. When they tell you they gotta meet you in the office, it's like, oh.
I mean, that was a quick ass chewing out too, because he just goes, he's like, "Are you like, is this the guy who wrecked the like the country club?"
It's like, Axel, tone it down. They can hear you.
He said, "Axel, lower your voice, man." He said, "What? Can he hear me through that?" Yeah, he can.
No, that's it. Unfortunately, yes.
And you notice that the chief just walked. He darted right out of that room, made a beeline for the door, and then in comes again. Freaking Bogomil. He just goes straight to Foley and say, "Rosewood, take Detective Axel Foley back to the hotel. Watch him pack.
Watch him pack.
Specify that too. Watch him pack.
Make sure this nigga don't go nowhere.
And escort him to the city limits."
Which I'm like, so take him to the LA line. Okay, sure. Fine, cool.
So he tells Billy, like, "Look, it's just me and you right now. I'm telling you, we can do this. I got a friend. She can get us in there. Like, all we gotta do is go in there. We can bust him like as soon as the drop is about to happen. Let's just go do this." Axel, you know that I was only supposed to just drive you out of town. That's all I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to follow you out of town. And now I'm gonna mess that up.
All right. Oh, okay. And I like how with Billy, it escalates in every movie with him where he goes along with this shit. Because, he busted out the fucking shotguns and shit. I was like, wow, you just escalated more. All right.
Yeah. I mean, the glow up is real in Beverly Hills Cop movies because like he went from where he was in the first one to being fucking action Rambo in the second one, fucking dual wielding shotguns and
Chow Yun Fat
Yeah.
shit.
dual wielding shotguns and a duster and sunglasses. To the third one, him being the head of the freaking JDOC.
Yeah.
And see, I think it just goes into not only as that as Rosewood as a character, but I think it also goes into Reinhold is too good of an actor not to have his personality shine through, and that's what really made it work in the second one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you had to like, look, man, he has charm. He has enough charm to him that we can actually do something with him as a character. So yeah, you're right. The glow up is real with him, man.
Yeah. And I mean, and like at this point, that's when he decides, all right, I'm gonna pick up a girl. She's gonna take me back to the warehouse and stuff. And they do that. They get there, and Axel the whole movie is telling her like, "Hey, so you gonna let me go inside the warehouse by myself?" He's like, "No, no, I'm coming in with you." And at my point, like I said again, haven't seen the movie in a while. I was like, "Is she gonna get killed?" I don't know, because it's just in the back of my head. I was thinking she was gonna get killed in this, and I was like, "Okay, no, she doesn't get killed. Okay, cool."
I do like that in true villain fashion. Maitland goes to the art gallery where she works and has a sit down and asks
Yeah.
about about Axel.
Maitland knows she was lying her ass off, like, "You lying
So that-
bitch."
Like whether she was lying or not, but you can also tell that he was up to something.
Yeah.
Like she knew
Mhm.
he was up to something because
Oh, especially when she told him, "Yeah, when blah 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 died," he's like, "Oh, that's unfortunate."
he's like, yeah, I know. And what else did he say?
I know, it's like that's what you know. It's
like,
well, she
like
got him
right
killed.
there, like here's me. Way to give away your blow your cover, nigga. Damn, man.
First of all, damn well you blew your cover when you got obvious. I just got my ass whooped in a damn country club. Jonathan Banks sitting in the corner.
It's like, bro,
You know
just
what?
shed a
Also,
tear or something.
also, I always laugh when they like the second the boss asks a question like that. It's like they're fucked. You're fucked. You're already fucked. You don't even know it.
It's like I'm just double checking just to see if you're lying to me.
I don't want to see you lie. Maybe you don't know this motherfucker.
It's like who knows? There's an off chance. There is that off chance that she might not be lying to me.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's why you ask questions. I don't want to waste a bullet. Is what I'm trying to say.
Which I do love how her responses to everything just led him to going, okay, throws down the magazine, gets up. We'll have dinner later, won't we? You have a nice day. And he takes off. I was like, yo, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry, Vic. Even that nonchalant kiss on the cheek, being good boss to to the woman that you hired, that's still not a good enough cover, man.
It really ain't. Yeah, it really ain't.
But I did like the fact that later on, again, these bad guys just all of a sudden materialize out of nowhere after asking her get the evidence, and he's like, "Yeah, this is pure coke." Boom! All of a sudden, gun to the back of the head. I was like, "Where the fuck did they come from?"
Chris, the key word is called they ninja'd their way.
They're ninja'd.
Also, they're hired goons. Hired goons.
Hired goons. No, hold on. Hired goons have a limited. Like they have a very limited one-time use of +5 on stealth.
No, it's it's +10 on stealth, sir. It ain't +5. It's +10. That's the max you can go.
No, I'm sorry. Given the size of that particular warehouse, it's a +5.
Think so?
Now, if it was the holding place that Axel went to, where he pulled off that customs inspector, that'd have been different. That's a +10.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair. That's fair.
But they was in that small ass warehouse. They got +5.
So at that point, that's when I like how freaking Billy is looking at old girl getting escorted down. He's like, shit. So that's when he ends up contacting Taggart and telling him what's going on and tells him, hey, we're at the warehouse and stuff. And Taggart is just sitting there like, fuck, all right, I ain't going to tell Lieutenant.
Like,
all right,
everyone report to me.
Yeah, you report to me only and stuff. So at this point, that's when Billy had went inside the warehouse, saved Axel and stuff, and they decided they're going to go to Maitland's mansion and stuff. And that's when Taggart was like, all right, you two go to the warehouse. The other two that Axel lost early in the movie in that intersection. Hey, you two go to the warehouse and get the evidence. I guess I'll meet Billy and them at the mansion and stuff because he already tagged Billy where he's at. Like, yeah, they're going blah 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 here, and it's like, oh, they're going to Maitland's place. Okay, cool. I'll beat you there.
He gets there and tells him, like, look, Axel, no, you're already in enough trouble, all right? Let us handle this. Well, I'll have the whole force here in 20 minutes. Man, in 20 minutes, like,
She's gonna be dead.
I know, right?
like, the fuck are y'all doing this by the book shit?
So he jerry rigs the door and stuff. They get in, and again, of course, Maitland has those wonderful black and white 80s outdoor cameras and stuff, so he could tell.
I know, right? The crisp clear.
First of all, never mind the Scarface camera.
I know, right?
Never mind that. The fact that they have that was one thing. What I liked is that Axel Foley had the Jill Valentine special lockpick.
I know, right? Motherfucker. Click, 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 click.
Apparently, Axel only holds 3 clips inside of his Wrangler jeans, his Levi's jeans. Axel only reloaded 3 times throughout this whole scene, basically. So I'm like, oh.
You know what? It's kind of funny. I didn't even think to notice the reloading in this movie.
They reloaded
because this movie didn't go on a lot of 80s, tropes of being an 80s movie, unlimited ammo, everything blows up, you know what I mean? So I really wasn't paying attention to it.
Look, dude, not every 80s movie is going to be the opening to The Hidden, all right?
No, actually, you should say, hey, look, D, understand that Canon Films rubbed your little movie vagina when you was a little kid. Now you need to grow up.
Man, if this is Beverly Hills Cop filmed by Canon Films, man, fucking Eddie Murphy would have came in there with fucking dual wielding pistols and just no reloading and stuff. Freaking damn fucking Taggart shotgun would have had the fucking aim of a sniper rifle and stuff.
Taggart would have been who would have been our boy, Charles Bronson. Charles.
At this point,
Taggart, are you gonna help me? Of course I'm gonna help you.
at this point, all you would have needed was just player 1, player 2, and a damn scoreboard.
Yo, man.
But no, there were I think what was it during that gunfight? There was at least 2 times that Axel reloaded. When Axel fucking leaped over the rail and hid behind it while they were getting shot at, he reloaded in and was like, "Cover me!" And then that's when he flanked homeboy and shot dude with the shotgun. The second time that he reloaded was when he got shot in the arm after he finally killed Jonathan Banks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but prior to that shootout, though, I like how Taggart and Rosewood, when they're about to flank and stuff, they're trying to climb the wall, and then clearly they don't have the proper clothing to be able to scale the walls in church shoes, because
exactly, they were there like slipping and sliding.
It's like he's like, your church shoes do not have the grip like tennis shoes, guys. It ain't gonna work.
No grip whatsoever.
But Axel laughing at Taggart finally getting his big ass over the wall. I was like, okay, that is kind of funny.
Yeah, you made it.
You made it, guys. And again, the bad guys having Uzis and shit. I was like, they're clearly outgunned. And I like how Rosewood was like, "This is the police. Put your guns down and get shot." And I'm like,
freeze.
I like how Taggart was like, "Billy, if you do that again, I'll shoot you myself."
No, but the best part was when the cops finally showed up and surrounded the place. Here comes Billy leaping for joy, like, "Police, freeze! Put your guns down and take 2 steps away from them with your hands behind your head."
Did you like how we all saw his penis grow the second they did exactly what he said? That smile on his face, real talk. That's how that smile that he made, that's how Judge Reinhold made sure that he was going to be in the second one. That smile.
And then here's Taggart. Very good, Billy.
You want a treat?
No, the best part was that he did it again in the second movie.
Yep.
But it's just that in the second movie he looked way more badass doing it because he's just walking. He's got that duster, 2 shotguns. Like he's like, "Put your hands behind your head." They're already on their knees, Billy.
Don't matter.
He's like, "Put your guns down." They already got their hands up.
Oh, man.
That's where Billy Rosewood is. That he's that character that you can't hate him.
I like how Bogomil, Ronnie Cox guy, pulled a RoboCop on Maitland. Him and Axel shot that motherfucker like 18 times and shit.
Oh, yeah, flat out. And then we just cut to
down the stairs.
No, we cut to random tumble down the stairs scene.
It's just, can you imagine if he tumbled down the stairs and then his last dying breath is, Ow.
Oh, something like that.
It's like he says,
Pray for Mojo.
No,
Bebo.
he tumbles down the
Bebo.
he tumbles down the stairs. He tumbles down the stairs, and with his dying breath, you just hear him say, "Emote."
No. This is very timely for the 80s because the same movie came out that same year. The year of the Geechee is over.
Powering down a.
No, he would do it as no. Since he's a classy villain, so to speak, he would do it a classy way. Great shot, Mr. Foley.
Yes.
Exactly, Earth.
The most classy way to do it. Like, great shot there.
This nigga got lit the fuck up. Man.
I gotta wonder.
It ain't normal in comedy movies for somebody to take the Bonnie and Clyde way of going out, but that nigga look like Sonny. That nigga look like Sonny dying.
No, he looked like Sonny. But you want to now? You say that in action comedy. D, you forget one of my favorite action comedy movies of all time. The bad guy took himself out with his own gun in double take.
Actually, no. You know what? You know what it was?
No, Chris, you remember he fell down the stairs shooting himself.
No. I know that. Here's my thing though. What happened with Maitland is equivalent to the edited version of Old Boy that got shot by Ed 209 in RoboCop.
Yeah, dude, that was Bogomil. That was fucking Dick Jones who got killed. My man, he called
No. I'm talking about the dude when they were testing out Ed 209.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because you remember the edited version, it made it seem like the dude only got like shot 9 times and that was it. But the unedited version, this dude got lit up like 100 times. Shit.
Yo, every now and then I kind of forget how people eat bullets in these movies like this.
So that's one of the things I loved about the ending and how Maitland gets killed. He literally got hit with the dick. You're fired.
No, here's the thing though. Axel would have killed him because apparently that first shot he missed. I just like how Bogomil came out of nowhere and he's like the guy that doesn't take part in the fucking group project and just pops up at the end.
He's the one in the group. Hold on, in an elementary school group project, he's the one that just splashes some sprinkles on glue.
He came out of nowhere.
See, I colored in all the red. Just the most shit that had nothing to do with anything.
But who put the sprinkles on the who put the glitter on the glue though?
Don't do that.
See, I wanted to do it and nobody else did, and I picked it and that's the reason why we got the A because I picked it.
Don't do that, D. All of a sudden, I'm going to my monologue for fucking Jason on the vibe. So, no, see, you a tracer. Don't nobody have to tell you. You a tracer.
You know how much I hated, I hated being the kid that didn't get picked for a lot of shit. So when I had to do a group project, I overdid everything. So when I would look at everybody else being lazy, only drawing one, we're supposed to be drawing a snowman. I'd have made the buttons. I'd have made the eyes.
Gave him the frosted snowman hat.
These niggas over here arguing about who wants to draw or color in the black hat.
It's like you're the architect. He's like, I'm the architect of this shit, guys. What the hell, man?
And we get an A on that shit. Dwayne didn't help us at all. Fuck all y'all bitches. like yo, D, why you so contrarian? Because I seen lazy niggas every day of my life.
D has Vietnam flashbacks to that.
God, man, you know it's bad enough. It's bad enough. It's like, yo, come on, D. This is a regular Marvel movie. It ain't good enough. Why? Because of the third grade, it wasn't good enough. Here's Chris. Oh boy, here we go again.
Where did Rob Liefeld touch you? All right, Jesus Christ.
Like where did Rob Liefeld touch you? What Rob Liefeld? It was Jeff Loeb.
It was Jeff Loeb and it was Kevin Feige for the last 10 years.
Oh man. Like Feige, no, Feige didn't. No, Feige is okay. Y'all wouldn't know this, but Ian McShane played a villain on Law and Order, where he was basically playing his own version of Harvey Weinstein, basically, right?
I remember.
But the way it was done is like Kevin Feige's like this. I didn't tell you to come into my bedroom and touch my penis. Darling, you were just overwhelmed.
I put him in the category of of Joe Pa where he saw the shit and just didn't say anything? He just turned the other way. It's like, I didn't see that. I don't know what you're talking about, guys.
I mean, yo, man, look, real talk. But back onto your boy, man. Seriously, he took them shots like he got hit lit by a Chicago typewriter, bro. Like, yo,
Did you laugh how all it took with old girl just to hit him in the stomach and he's like, oh shit, oh man.
Maitland doesn't look like the most athletic movie.
Oh, so you mean
let's just be real. Let's just be real,
in
man.
the stomach and they'll be like, oh shit, that hurt.
When you say it like this, it's like, D, how did you want it to look? Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, real talk, CJ. This isn't like they were dealing with the bad guy from Transporter 2.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's either. I mean,
he whooped his entire henchman's ass.
but then again, this is indicative because you remember in Red Heat where Arnold and Jim Belushi shot old boy after they crashed the bus.
Yeah. Yeah, look. The only reason, like, somebody asked, when y'all gonna do Red Heat? Like, the only reason why we're gonna do Red Heat is because I had to hear in the beginning of the movie with Arnold in the best Arnold voice ever. Kukanum. It's still on our list. We just never got to it yet.
Side note.
It's on our list. We just never got to it yet.
I actually watched that movie recently. That movie dared to make Arnold's character so serious and stuff. Where
how was Arnold the straight man?
To the point that his character had a subplot with his best friend that gets killed by the crazy fucking Russian dude and stuff, and he's all sad, like, "Oh, I'm so sad, my best friend died."
Hey, Chris, I tell this to Eris all the time. Stop convincing me.
Notice I'm not saying anything.
The movie dares to end with him going back home with the Russian music all serious and shit, and I'm like, really, movie?
80s.
But anyways, all of a sudden, Bogomil sticks up for the guys and tells this elaborate fucking story. That's the type of story that I would fucking tell in a story that nobody would believe. Like, so, and then this happened, and then I found this chick on the side of the road. Right, she came into my car. You see,
she's like, "Oh my god, you're the greatest thing ever, Chris." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, right?" And all of a sudden, the dude in Lamborghini's like, "Hey man, you can have my car." So me and the chick, we're in the car. We in the car, right? It's like, Chris, stop talking. Stop talking. Here's Chris. Where did I lose you at, nigga?
You're not gonna tell Chris to stop talking, because the reason is I'm gonna let Chris keep talking, and as soon as whoever he tells, like, I guess congratulations are in order, and he goes away, here's me. Nigga, you are lying your ass off.
Lying motherfucker.
Hey, Chris. I gotta say, Chris, that was impressive. Normally, when people pull shit out of their ass, they're standing up, but you sat down that whole time.
Yeah, shout out to Jordan Peele, because that shit was little real when he's listening to that white girl say that story. He's like, "Yeah, let me put you on hold real quick." You lying bitch.
I mean, dude,
the police chief was looking at him like, "And you expect me to believe that bullshit?"
Taggart, Sergeant Taggart, why don't you tell me what really happened? Even Sergeant Taggart was like, okay,
"Did you love the 2 minute pause?"
The 2 minute pause, yes, the 2 minute pause. The 2 minute pause followed by him saying, like, that. The reason for that 2 minutes was, okay, I learned my lesson from the last time. I'm not gonna fuck up a perfectly good lie.
See what happened was,
like, he just goes, "Yeah, happened exactly as the chief said, sir."
I want that report on my desk.
Yes, sir. Like, yes, sir. First thing in the morning. That's the report. That is the report I'm filing.
Apparently, we're the only precinct in LA that tells the truth around here. So,
no, but here's my thing: can you imagine on them fucking old ass again? These are typewriters, not word processors. Typewriter.
I'm talking ching 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 ching. Typewriters.
You mess up one time and you gotta just tear that whole sheet off.
No, they're fancy. They get white out and they'll just type the letter over it when
I like how. Hey, nigga, I was just about to say, I like how white out is not even a thing anymore.
Wait, Chris, hold on. First of all, you get white out, you wait for it to dry, then you type over it.
Yo,
no. You gotta do it like, see, I wish I had my camera on. It's the light brushing and then the smooth.
No, but I know what you thought. Well, D, you say that whiteout isn't a thing. Oh, it's still a thing.
It's still a thing. It's still a thing.
Whiteout,
it's just that I'm just saying the stock dropped.
Whiteout has become correction tape.
Yeah.
but here's my thing though.
Oh man, I look. When correction tape first came out, I thought it was awesome. Now this is D 12 years in with correction tape. If you don't give us back the old whiteout again,
I really wanted to genuinely ask this question: which is worse? Because
you know what? I don't know, man.
like
That's a good question.
between whiteout and correction tape, because neither one really benefits.
Exactly.
I'm taking a step further. I still think back to my late elementary school when my mom got a compact computer and got a printer, and that was like a game changer for me as a kid because think about it, like it went from I have to actually write a 2-page report by hand with my hands, and it fucking hurt after writing it too.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
man,
sorry. The way you said
out.
that, man. Here's me. Oh yeah. Hey yo, Eric. Say check it out. Hey, check it out. The big man that got a bubble jet printer. Now he think he can do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
No, folks. We're talking like with printers where ink was a commodity. Like you thought it was Mad Max, and if you ran out of ink, you had to fucking fight people off.
Oh
to
my
get
god. Do y'all remember? Before HP had those little? Go ahead.
Like, see, hold on. See, you joke. I'm right there with Chris. I had an old ass compact.
Yo, we all grew up at the same time with computers. Y'all remember when HP changed the game over and they started selling the ink cartridges for cheaper? Yeah.
Ink cartridges were sold for cheaper.
But here's the thing.
Shit.
I was about to say, yo, I don't give a fuck what anybody say. Oh shit, that might have been tight. Yeah, it might have been tight if the ink was any damn good.
See, this thing. See, people.
You talk about ink being dried up after like 15 pages being printed.
See, people joke about that Ice Cube scene in Higher Learning where he's charging Q the fucking for the print paper, and I was like, nah, he's right because that's what you had to charge in college because ink ain't cheap, buddy.
No, it ain't, my nigga.
Ink ain't cheap. None of that shit was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'll take it a step further. First season of The Wire, when old girl had to type up a report, she had to use a typewriter, and I laughed my ass off. And I was like, this is like early 2000s. They still use typewriters.
I still to this day feel like they did that shit on purpose just to make Baltimore shittier.
Probably because that first season was also like one of the officers reported, man, it's kind of crazy. They didn't hook us up with those new computers like those county boys get. And I was like, yeah, they really were trying to make it seem as though the city was shitty.
Yeah, those county boys get everything. Here's me. You're in the city of Baltimore. Shut the fuck up. Y'all don't deserve nothing anyway.
Cecil County Police got word processors and shit. Y'all still got typewriters.
Like man, y'all got word processors. Yeah, that way. Look, PG cops. Yeah, that way we can get right back out to the public and serve them and lock up as many niggas as we can.
But anyways, so Axel goes to the hospital and stuff, and he's checking out the hotel and stuff. And lucky for him, apparently Beverly Hills PD is just flush with money. They're like, yeah, we'll go ahead and pay for your hotel. And I was like, so that's in the police budget, is paying for people's hotels.
Yeah, I was about to say, but then again,
he did bust a huge drug ring that was coming into Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to say, and it's also Beverly Hills. It's LA. You just said it. It's money. It's full of money. You think the police force is not going to be loaded? Come on now.
That's true. That's true. In the age of us saying defund the police, you're right.
Oh, back then in LA? Oh man, you can still punch a nigga upside the head, man.
Hey. One reason why they couldn't get away with it this time is because he was one of their own.
I mean, that's the reason why Rodney King came out of that fucking case rich as fuck after that shit. Because LA was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and pay this dude money. Fuck this shit.
I think what happened was LA was fine with that shit, and they realized, oh damn.
I know, right? It's like, damn, they got us on tape. Fuck.
Man, I didn't know these motherfuckers were going kumbaya for this nigga.
Can't we all just get along?
Shut up, Chris. Anyway.
I'm sorry. Side note, I'm just laughing at the fact that us as black folks, we bypassed the fact that this motherfucker was high on PCP before the cops whipped his ass.
Hey, shut the fuck up. We ain't mentioning that part.
Exactly. We all came together and was like, so what if he was high on PCP? Shouldn't have got his ass whipped by the cops. It's like,
see, that's the thing. Real talk. No, he shouldn't got his ass. He's on PCP. Was he fighting you back? Yeah, he was. Okay, I might have swung at that nigga.
I was out my wine, man. I was out my mind.
Nah, man, he's like, man, I did like what you did. I was protecting. No, see. Anyway, but
Anyways, so Axel decides, hey, I'm going to give you guys the robes from the hotel. And I like how Taker was like, I don't want to take these. He's like, bruh, I got 3 of them inside my bag. Take
I
it.
like you keep it. I like how you said that you keep it. Like nigga,
You don't
what
take
makes
that
you?
robe.
And I like how remember earlier. You remember you said, yeah, man, they got these robes in here. They're real nice. I'm about to take a couple of them. He was dead
Hey,
serious.
man, hey, everybody has done that in the hotels. Don't. If anybody says they haven't, they're full of shit. All right,
You know
just
what?
Especially that robe that's wait, what is it? The robe that's the towel material.
yeah.
Yo, I remember it was a couple years ago, going through a rough time, right? I was going through a rough time and I had to I was at Motel 6 for a couple of almost 2 weeks. But anyway, but I laughed because they pissed me off one night and I just told Angie, I'm taking everything in this bitch. She was like, why?
Allegedly.
I don't know why. Everything's going. I like you taking the sheet? Ugh, nah, they can keep that. I was like, can't like, huh?
I said allegedly, D.
No, not allegedly. Fuck Motel 6. Fuck them. These motherfuckers had the nerve. I was like, yo, man, there's like a stain on my sheet. Well, we got a laundromat down there. You serious? Is you serious? I'm taking everything in here.
I mean, Motel 6 is like the
No.
trap
Here's the
hotel, like
best.
a motherfucker.
Hey, here's the best part. D needing somewhere to stay that night. Call up the time to go to the Motel 6. Hey, I'm like, yeah, I'm about a reservation. Yeah, you blocked from here. Why? Why? They said you were complaining about all this other stuff, and they said you was a like you was like I didn't even do nothing. I didn't even do nothing, and I was like, I did take some shit out of that bitch.
Worse, that, like Motel
What
Six,
happened to our cheap ass towel?
which is worse though, an extended. I mean, sorry, Motel 6 or extended stay.
I know, right?
Motel 6? I never
Yeah.
said it's extended stay. What is extended stay? Well, I never. What is that?
So an extended stay. Put it this way: an extended stay is like imagine staying in a hotel room,
Hmm.
but don't expect customer service, real
Oh
customer.
no. Oh hell no. Hell
Because
no.
at an extended stay, you would think that when you leave the room for the day, you think you're gonna come back and your bed is gonna be, clean, fresh sheets made and all that. Fuck no, nigga,
Oh
you
no
Nope.
no no no.
you are on your own.
Gotta ask for that shit.
Actually, no, you don't ask for it. I stayed at an extended stay. They only come once a week.
Yeah, they're trying to save money by any means.
Hmm.
Also, they ain't trying to find all the drugs that's going to be in there.
So drugs and prostitution.
Drugs, prostitution, or just real talk. There's a dead body in here.
I mean,
I just looked at me like, hey, that's on y'all.
Hey man,
so,
look, here's Eris. They was in here before I got here, man. You can't blame that on me. She was dead when I got in.
I mean, so at this point, that's when they are coming out to his car and they decide, all right,
One
yeah,
drink.
I'm gonna take go for a drink before I get out of here and stuff. We can go to a place and do blah 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 whatever and stuff, right? And I like how guys are just looking at him like, bro, are you serious? Are you serious? You really want to do that?
Come on, man.
Trust. And as soon as he says, yeah, trust me, pause.
Doom,
Screenshot.
doom.
Like pause, screenshot, play the Patty LaBelle, roll credits.
I'm gonna say play that.
I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, that's what's up. That song is actually catchy as shit. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
I think all the Beverly Hills Cop movies had catchy songs.
I mean, it
I
is.
think, but it's kind of funny. You could really tell that this was the movie that really launched it. If 48 Hours made him, if 48 Hours made people really take him seriously, I mean, take him like, hey, he can actually do this. He actually do something that's a little bit more gritty than just pure comedy. And then you see him in Trading Places where you really got to see him do character, be a different character, and actually be really, really funny. And then you go from that to see him in this. This one, you can tell that this was the breakout one. You know what I mean? You can really tell it's the
I think that's
breakout
the one
role for him.
they were really testing to see can he carry a movie basically.
And I
Which
think, yeah,
is ironic because it's like after this he did Golden Child, which he still carried it and stuff. Clearly, he was in his groove.
But that was another one too. Remember, because that was another hit, man. And I think people need to realize this, that like Eddie Murphy was huge. He was real huge. If he had everything that was available right now, y'all would say y'all would hate him because y'all hate Kevin Hart. So y'all would hate Eddie Murphy. He would have had the same setup. He
His
would
was
have had it would have been the same thing, multiple stand-ups, multiple this, multiple that. Because Eddie Murphy started that shit, the superstar comic like that. You know what I mean?
here's the kicker though. Like the movie coming out, it beat out Terminator because Terminator was on the second weekend. It beat out the Terminator 1.
Well, yeah, it's the first one, so you know. Yeah.
It beat out Braddock Missing in Action.
Mm,
It beat out Night of the Comic, which
I don't know nothing about it.
yeah, that's one of those like
Yeah.
that's one of those like cult classic kind of films that everybody talks about. I don't get it. Supergirl, which it's Supergirl.
What's terrible is one of the worst. You know what? Nobody mentioned that when it comes to one of the worst comic book movies. Supergirl is bad.
Not even
It
the
is
good, not even the good, not
bad.
even the good kind of bad. It's like this
Yo,
is
man, look,
period.
Justice League at least made you laugh a couple times. Yo, come on, nigga.
Oh, and then
Supergirl is terrible.
have y'all watched? Did y'all ever watch Amadeus?
Yeah, I love Amadeus. It's one
That
of the
also,
best movies ever.
they also well, it didn't just come out that same weekend as Beverly Hills Cop, but it was like on its fifth weekend.
Wow, not bad. That was not 84. I thought Amadeus was 87.
No, 84.
Wow, got me on that one.
84.
So something to point out, as we already talked about from which movie was it? From Cobra. This movie, like I watched this movie and I still say to myself, I still can't believe that Eddie Murphy was originally supposed to be played by Mickey Rourke, and it switched over and it was originally then switched over to Sylvester Stallone, and then other people besides Stallone who was supposed to play Axel Foley was Richard Pryor, Al Pacino, and James Caan.
All of them would have failed. All of them would
Mm.
have failed. The only one that would have worked was Mickey Rourke, and that was it. And the only reason why I said that, only reason why I say that, and I told y'all when we were in the chat, you can tell that this was written for a white guy, but Eddie made it his.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
he definitely made it his. Like, for one thing, Stallone had like he took control of the script and did like a super rewrite of everything and just turned it into a straight up action movie. For one thing, Billy Rosewood was like he had his name changed completely and he was going to get killed halfway through.
That sound like a Stallone movie. That
Like,
sound like a Stallone movie.
yeah, he was going to get killed off like halfway through like just one of the action scenes, and of course the main character was going to be called Axel Cabretti. The character that got killed in the beginning of the movie, his friend Michael Tandino, that ended up being his brother, and Jenny was going to be the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that they said according to the script, Beverly Hills Cop would have looked like the opening scene to Saving Private Ryan.
Dude, what kills me though,
I believe it. I believe it.
And he said, believe it or not, the finale of this movie was going to be in a stolen Lamborghini playing chicken with an oncoming freight train being driven by, driven by the bad guy.
I mean,
You know what? Stop. Fuck you, Jerry Bruckheimer. You should have made what he wanted to make. I'm sorry. I was like, that's stupid. But when you said I played chicken with a train, oh my God, I want to see that.
See,
I mean,
it wasn't Bruck. Now, hold on. It wasn't Bruckheimer. That was the thing. It wasn't Bruckheimer that said no. Paramount said, hell no. This is all. This is way too. All of his ideas was way too expensive for Paramount to produce. You gotta remember, this movie was originally budgeted for 14 million, including the $4 million that was given to Eddie Murphy, which then dropped there. Which somehow that dropped down to the cost to $13 million. Now, what was it? Now, here's the thing. With all this stuff going on, with Stallone changing everything up and trying to turn this into an ultra action movie, both Simpson and Bruckheimer had to convince Eddie to replace Stallone.
I mean,
which would
pretty.
have also meant they would have had to go back and rewrite the movie again.
I mean, they did some Frankensteining with the script from what I saw, from what I heard actually.
They
It was,
had to. You can, like I said again, you can tell that this was made for a whole different other person, man.
but the kicker is about this is that highest grossing R-rated film of all time until Matrix Reloaded.
What?
R-rated film in the U.S. until Matrix Reloaded. This
Oh,
was the highest grossing R-rated film until Matrix Reloaded.
Are you serious?
Yeah, serious.
that makes sense.
We never had. There was no other R. Think about all the action movies up to that point, up till Matrix Reloaded. They never blew up that big than Beverly Hills Cop until Matrix Reloaded.
Well, hold on. Well, if you adjusted for inflation, this was the third.
For
highest-
Godfather and Exorcist, but I'm just saying, it just as before inflation and stuff, it was just this, and then Matrix Reloaded. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I believe it though.
Again, the first Beverly Hills Cop it's an awesome movie.
Because I had to really think about like all action movies and stuff, and I'm like, damn, there really wasn't no action movies that really hit that till Matrix Reloaded. God damn, like.
I mean, you gotta think some heavy.
And I was even thinking, I was even thinking comic book movies because Spider-Man 1 that came out, and I was like, that wasn't rated R. My bad. I was thinking about the Blade. I was thinking about the Blade, and I was like, did Blade?
No, Blade didn't make. Blade didn't make nowhere nearly as much.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I had to think for a second. I was like, no, Blade didn't.
This movie, if I remember correctly, Beverly Hills Cop 1. Beverly Hills Cop 1 made over 300 million, and Part 2, which got a bigger budget, only made 250 million.
Yeah,
but that kind of makes sense.
And hell, Blade 1 in 1998 money made only what, 181 million dollars.
Yeah, it was 181 total. Which I mean, for the budget for that movie and stuff, 181 is fine. But it was just
because they didn't put no money into it. Remember,
it's like $13 million.
They was going to get that much back, man.
You think about it. This is a $13 million movie where it's nothing but you're spending more money on getting Eddie in there, obviously. Then you're spending money on the stunts. And we're in the location because you're in California, obviously.
I will say this. I think we're missing one thing is because we weren't born at the time. I mean, well, we were born at the time, but, we weren't, whatever. But the one thing I will say is this. I think that we're missing out an audience that the even the producers forgot about. I think they didn't think that Eddie was going to drive in that much of an audience. And the black audience showed the fuck up for him. I think that was a huge part of it. Mm-hmm. But and that's why everybody to this day, when they talk about Eddie Murphy, yeah, you can talk about Harlem Nights and Coming to America. Sure, yes, but the movie that made him a superstar was this. Because that was crossover appeal. Because not only did the black people, not only did like all the normal white fans love it, but the black fans poured out to see this nigga.
And the international fans ate this movie up.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much there. I mean, I think this is like the perfect storm of everything coming together, and it's like, bam, they got it.
Yeah, like I said, it made him a superstar, man.
I want to ask y'all a question about the second movie. I mean, since we talked about all three in the past, I just want to bring up one thing about the second movie, and that's just from a production standpoint. So, Paramount Pictures they planned to make a TV series based on the first movie instead of a sequel, but Eddie was the one who said no to the idea of a series, but he said he would do a sequel. Now, the director that they got for the second movie was the same director who did Top Gun. And here's the other funny part. The film was originally supposed to be set and filmed on location in London and Paris.
Okay.
Tough time trying to make that fucking LA.
I mean, no, not just LA. Like, it was just going to take place there. Like, I don't even know. Like, it was supposed to be set and filmed. Now, it'd been different if they tried to film it there and say, "Oh, it's LA." No, it's not. But they obviously had a setting written for London and Paris. But because Eddie Murphy was like, I'm not sure if I want to sign on to film this movie outside of the U.S., they went in. Of course, they folded and rewrote the script again just to keep it in L.A.
Oh man. But anyways, that's Beverly Hills Cop, guys. What we got next after this?
Shaft.
Not the Sam Jackson one, but the original one, Richard Roundtree.
Why you keep on? I like how you keep
Some
saying
people because people think automatically the Sam Jackson one for some weird reason. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I guess.
Or the new one that came out, Son of Shaft, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Look, the point is, we had to do the original one because, well, it's Black History Month, and we haven't done anything black exploitation ish.
And also, we're trying to see if we can top the Truck Turner episode with Shaft. So we'll see.
What?
that's my goal in my head, because every once in a while I go back and listen to the episode. I'm like, God damn, we really love the fuck out of Truck Turner. So
Truck Turner was just because I think Truck Turner caught us off guard of how great it was to watch it. Yeah.
So Shaft, I'm hoping upon rewatch, I'm like, oh shit, I remember this in Shaft and all that stuff. So hopefully, hopefully we can do Shaft in Africa. That'd be great.
And because I keep and also because I think we often forget it.
Right there, we do Shaft in Africa.
Man, I don't like look. The one thing I will say is this: I think we noticed that we do have fans, we do have people that listen to us that are a little bit older, and he's older than us. And we forget there's a bunch of niggas that were born in 1969 that listen to us like, man, what the fuck y'all gonna do?
Oh yeah, we did the Truck Turner episode. That was a lot of older dudes like, man, I didn't know you guys heard about Truck Turner. Hear about this? I was like, oh, okay. Well,
man, I remember. I forgot what we.
Every last one of them has said, need us remind you that we have black parents.
I was like, we have brown parents, sir. Jesus. Yo, man, it's like this.
I still wild out to this day, Chris, that the month that we did the Truck Turner episode was the same time we went and talked. We met and talked to Michelle Nichols.
Yep.
Like me, for me, I really just love the fact that we can do older movies like that. And we got these old niggas. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like that. I always like that every now and then, man.
God rest his soul. It would have been great. To me, it would have been great if we did Truck Turner, and if he was still here, we run into both Michelle Nichols and fucking Isaac
Hayes. I really feel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I was thinking of something else. So go.
No. I have nothing for that. I'm actually done.
No. When Aaron said God, because when Aaron said God versus Soul, I was like, is Richard Roundtree dead?
No, don't do that, nigga. No, would have told y'all that.
No, I was just saying just Isaac Hayes, because No, because I think out of all three of us, like I have a collection of Isaac Hayes music.
I just feel the Jedi ghost of Isaac Hayes just chills every time his name gets mentioned.
I had it's kind of funny. I had the best of. I had like an album or two of Isaac Hayes, but nothing really major, to be honest with you. I think Isaac, but it's kind of funny. We're going into another iconic movie. You know what I mean? It's like the only movie like this month we talked about Denzel being a villain. That was a big thing. We talked about just a good, underrated, but yet a movie that Hollywood didn't want to make with a black man in the role. And guess what happened? You had a black man in that role, and it was a gritty, good movie. Mm-hmm. And of course, Jeff Goldblum. Then we talked about Eddie Murphy becoming a star. Us talking about Shaft is talking about how black movies. It's kind of funny. Shaft was one of the movies where white audiences were watching. You know what I mean? They were actually watching. So it's just like every movie we talked about this month had some type of impact and some type of change did some type of change, at least for black movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, very important. Black History Month, everybody. Anyway, so that's the last one for this month, man. It's next week, man. So yeah.
Dope. So I guess we'll see you next time, and thanks for people that joined in live. Peace.
Yeah, like always. Yeah.